Hey, welcome everyone to the Sketch Zone podcast. It's Carlos Gomez, and with us this week, we're catching up with an old friend, the one and only Mike Essa.
And Mohammed Abdul Sharif Maruf.
What is that?
You don't know who this is?
No,
It's
I don't.
It's a Turkish trader. Like, I mean, not traitor. I mean, trader. Like he
Trader,
trades.
like he trades things. Yeah.
He trades goods, and as you can see, he has this lovely. Well, the silhouette suggests otherwise, but I mean, it's a staff. I think of bread.
That's just dirty. Put it away.
And he's being chased up by his wife, who runs backwards for some reason.
Nice.
Anyways, puppet show's over. So,
and we're off.
Yeah. Peace. No.
So our regulars, Jack, I believe, had just gotten home from work and he's trying to decompress a little bit, and Charlie is still at work. But both of those guys may still join us, and we actually have someone else that might join us too, but I'm not going to say anything just in case they decide to not show up. But if you're watching live, welcome. The chat room is available. Go ahead and I sent you the link too, Mike. Okay. But hey, Long Arm is here. Hello.
Long Arm.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. We're going to do the Sketch Zone fun prompt. So while we're looking through these, hey, chat room and even Mike, the way it works is we have the different categories, which are adjective, animal, character, action, style, and location. So start chiming in with your preferences. But until then, let's do last week's. And last week, as we can see, was jogging, and the location is afterlife. Hey-o, Landon's here. What's up, buddy? So jogging in the afterlife.
Where are you finding people who are coming on?
I sent you the link on in the chat.
Oh, they're separate. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Separate links.
Same too as last week. No, I mean Charlie and Mike look a lot alike, but not.
We do.
All right, let's see what the nation did. Rich Tune. Yeah, buddy. This person ran themselves straight into the ground and is running in the afterlife.
That's actually really good.
Oh, I like it. Rich Tune is a very talented artist, and look at
it's
Noelle is even talking trash on Instagram. We're gonna have to put her on timeout again.
Rich Luzon. I mean, I follow him. I knew it sounds familiar. Rich.
He's been on the show before. He's been on the show a couple times. I should reach out. Rich, if you watch this show, let's get you back on. It'd be fun.
I'm gonna give him a quick shout out. Follow Rich. There's his work.
Rich Tune. He's a bad man. Follow him.
Really? He's a bad guy? What did he do?
He's bad as in good. He's a very talented young man. Yeah, definitely. I agree with Landon. That's a great one by Rich Tune. Yep. All right, let's see who else chimed in. We got Narsarios.
Hey.
I didn't imagine heaven to be like this. Yeah, you have to do your running in heaven too. Otherwise, all the wonderful fried foods catch up to you. Like Long Arm said, bad, real bad, Michael Jackson bad.
What?
I would like to say
that with the red eyes looking at you.
It's the afterlife. It might be in hell.
Maybe it's from that, you know that one song? Oh, it's the afterlife. Maybe that's what it is. You know, it's giving him such a serious fight.
That's funny.
Dude,
That's
aren't you
funny.
glad you had me on here now?
Yeah, I am. All right,
All
let's see
right.
who else chimed in. We got Joey Wall. We're waiting for him to wake up. Hello, Joey. Good morning.
Hey, Joey.
I like this. I like Joey's style. Unfortunately, someone's dog passed away. That's a little sad.
Yeah, that does put a kind of a damper on
Yeah,
things.
thanks, Joey. Now we're all sad. Just kidding. I like this a lot. I want to see sketch zone fun prompt jogging after light prompt drawing. I wonder if he's using Photoshop. Hey, Brittany Dwyer's here. Hello. Yeah, the background is pretty cool. That's why I was wondering if it's Photoshop, if he's using some of those real bad brushes.
And just in case you think I'm like not paying attention, I have my 13 HD right here, so I am looking at the screen.
Look at you, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Because I know I'm not looking at the screen. I want you to, I'm just like, yeah, this is a pretty cool thing. Whatever.
All right, let's see who else. Oh, of course,
Holy
Mr. Shiloh.
geez.
This dude. Okay. Yeah.
You're getting some impressive people following this now. This is
Shallow's been here. Shallow's been here. Yeah, he's an OG. His stuff. I love this though. There's a skeleton squirting water in his mouth and it's making a big mess because he's a skeleton. I wonder if 870 has anything to do with anything.
I can see he's probably been a little influenced off of Coco. Because
right.
You get an interesting perspective on how the skeletons wear clothes in that movie.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I liked about. Ooh, someone's gonna be joining.
Is that Charlie or is that Mike? I can't tell. You guys look exactly alike.
We've been known.
He didn't hear that. His headphones weren't even plugged in yet. Hey, Charlie B. Williams III is here.
Holly, isn't it past your bedtime?
Charlie, he can't hear.
Got it.
There you are.
What up?
Charlie bit me.
What up?
Hey, if somebody says, is it past my bedtime?
Yeah, I said, Charlie, isn't it past your bedtime? I'm trying to sound like one of those like New Jersey moms, but
you sounded way more Australian than anything.
You really isn't it past your bedtime?
Yeah, there you go. That's better.
I think you want a boomerang your ass in that bed.
Okay.
That sounds like a start.
We're going to go ahead and apologize to Australia. The entirety of Australia.
It's nice and early.
They're going to expect me to give them like a formal apology now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what, Australia, what have you done for me?
So yeah, I told you, Dave Atsey, as I told you, right when we started talking trash, bing, Dave Atsey. Hey, Dave.
Dave pings in right away.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Hi,
Dave. By the way, Shiloh's from Australia too.
Is he?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
This is why it's important to get to know the artists
before you talk trash.
Before I fucking loads of shit.
All right, let's see who else chimed in. We got Pat Illustrates. Pat Illustrates. Yeah, buddy.
Good job.
This is pretty cool. Got a little Olympiad going.
It's going to a good place.
This is like not Sunday Comics. What am I looking for? Maybe New Yorker-ish.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Good job, Pat Illustrates.
A little bit, yeah. I would say kind of like a Sunday Comic-ish.
Yeah.
Not that it's a bad thing. I mean,
no, not at all. Not at all. You have what?
Oh no, I was just gonna say. So, long story short, I used to do work for this pest control company who would put out comic strips on a weekly basis, and it was cool. It was a fun little gig, you know. And anyways, I would do.
You got really good at drawing bugs.
Literally, I'll show you guys some of it later on because I've never posted any of it online. I thought it looked a little bit, too Sunday comic-y, I guess. But yeah, I'll show it to you guys if anyone's curious to see some.
Don't threaten us with a good time.
Some unseen work.
Here we go.
All right, let's see who else. Hey-oh, Coconut Justice chiming in with this gem.
After lecturing. Hilarious.
Coconut
the
Justice.
Drink that you die for.
There's your Don Bluth inspired character.
I love Don Bluth.
I can tell. He draws all of his characters cross-eyed.
Yeah, now that you mention it.
Nice. Got him.
He knows
Got him.
Got him.
He draw women too. Like he draws, like he always draws them sexy, even when they're not trying to be like sexy. He just draws them like I was just watching.
Don Bluth is an amazing artist.
He is, and I was watching the movie All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Yeah,
and the part where Anne Marie is having breakfast with the parents who later on adopt her. Like they have the mom in like this like kind of like pink see-through robe. I mean, you can't see the body, but it's just like even
what's happening.
Basic, like even just like a basic like quick cameo. Like he's like putting all of his like effort into like sexing this lady. And then of course the man has always got this chiseled chin, this Gaston looking chin, and like always.
Yeah.
He looks a lot. I realize a lot of his characters, whether it's the male characters in All Dogs Go to Heaven, or even like Dragon's Lair or Space Ace, they all have like the same like jawline,
Yeah. But Space Ace and especially Dragon's Lair, those are the ones that, like when people talk about getting into movies and stuff, they say, "Oh, Jurassic Park, that's the movie that I wanted to be a part of." La la la. For me, it was Dragon's Lair. I love that video game.
Yeah, it's not even a movie; it's a video game.
It's a video game. I spent all my money on that silly video game just because I wanted to see the animations.
My brother and I, we rented the game. We had a Panasonic 3DO. We still do actually, but we rented the game and we had no idea what the heck to do. We kept on screwing up on the first. And I was like, this game is stupid. You can't control him. And then, we realized after we returned the game, after we rented it from, I think, it was it wasn't Blockbuster. It was another one, Good Time Videos. And,
that sounds crazy.
We have Good Time Videos where you can rent your
Good Time Video. Fake news.
Nice.
Fake news, guys. And there was another game that we rented later called Strawl. It was an anime, Japanese anime style. And we got like, okay, well, here's what you do. You see the arrow pressing this way. You got to press on the D-pad. And it ended up being like one of our favorite games. Like if you'd never heard of Strawl, like check it out. I'm going to type it in right now.
Yeah, type it in
for anyone who cares.
All right, let's flip through these. Who else do we have? We got Landon Wilson. I know that guy. Yeah, buddy. Got like ghost clouds. Hey, turd.
See, I was gonna give Brittany the nicest shout out because she showed up for week 2 and came back and to support
buddy.
me in the show.
I like her already.
Me a turd. I like literally have at Brittany right now. I was gonna I'm saying hi to everybody in the chat. That's what I get. See, I was gonna do it, but now I'm not even gonna say anything. Thanks.
Is Brittany doing? Is she doing a reference of Stan's sister? Hey, turd! Get up, turd!
Yeah, thanks for showing up, Brittany. Thanks again. Thanks for coming again to see the show.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody. Thanks everybody in the chat. Good to see everybody.
Yeah.
I literally ran here to get here from the train after work.
Oh,
I think I gave Carlos a dissertation in the chat as I'm on the train home. What happened my day? I had a pretty good day, but I'm glad it's done. Yeah.
So good. So yeah, good job, Mr. Landon.
Landon, that's good. I like
that thing. Do that thing.
Yeah, there he is. What's up, Landon?
Let's see who else. We got Johnny Calta.
All right, refresh my memory. What was the thing was running in the afterlife? Like, what was it again?
Jogging
was
the action.
Jogging.
And the environment was the afterlife.
Is that all right? I love that everybody like participated. This is the most random one that we got such a big response on to me.
I know.
I'm so excited when Jack sent a text like earlier in the week. I was like, "Yo, look at all the response."
Yeah,
on this one.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a white background. Who knows what the afterlife? Maybe it is just white.
That's right. Yeah. You know what it is? It's a bunch of bones. It's a bunch of bones, and apparently, like your cell phone.
Yeah. At least you got your phone in the afterlife, and
that's crazy. You got a phone.
What would your carrier be? Do you think? I would actually rather burn in hell if I really found out that Verizon and AT&T are still like part of your plan in the afterlife. Like you
didn't hear. No. You have to buy the package. It's like you have to pay $49.99 a month to be dead.
Yeah. So
or maybe it's like an afterlife plan. Like if you die, you still stick with the.
It's just unlimited. You know how they do.
Grandfather plan.
Yeah. Everything is unlimited.
Like, and I'm gonna be different. I don't want to burn in hell, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take the unlimited.
Yeah, no, plan. I think regular life is enough hell, and I'm ready for not hell.
Mike's texts are gonna always come in hot. I gotta take my phone down for an hour because Mike just texted me.
Hey, all your texts are the fire
emoji.
Oh geez, I regret making my decision. Just burn in here.
Yeah. That's all you text
at $49.99 a month for eternity.
Pay for a monthly fee for a phone.
Yo, that'd be your main way you start every text. I really regret my decision. I'm coming down here.
Fire emoji, fire emoji.
Fire emoji. I wish I could write something other than fire emoji, fire emoji. Like that be his like punishment. He try to have a conversation and the fire emoji just keeps coming out no matter what he types.
Yeah. Look at. Oh my god.
He'd get like one word in before next fire emoji.
Yeah, good great job, Johnny. I like this.
Yeah, Johnny.
Let's see who else.
This one's cool.
Steve Clark. Acelse Steve Clark. We'll just say Steve Clark.
Yep.
He joined in like last week too, and his it's
like shading sounds like
his shading is legit.
Like even on the second in the one in the middle, where it's not a lot of information in terms of like his face, but all the shading around it like implies a lot.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
you know.
That's and let me tell you, shading and getting that gradient down good. That's hard.
So you think is he the type of artist? You think if he just kept going, it'd be super detailed if he kept shading it? You know how people.
What I would say,
stop halfway.
So, his shading is legit already, and if you remember the one that he did last week was really well painted. What I would say, and maybe this is just a style choice. The eyes are very cartoony, but they fit. So you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but they fit. So yeah, I
think it's
I'm excited to see more of his work. Is basically.
Oh, Mike, you said you think it's the style choice?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say I think it's just a style choice, and let me show you why. Can you see this?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Because you can see that, like, he at least kept the shape of the eyeballs the same way, like on all of his characters.
Yeah,
that's why I'm thinking it's a style choice. I mean, whether it's cartoony or not, that's to each their own. I like I like the little texture that he's got going on here with the little glow.
Right.
Is he shading the eyes? Are the eyes shaded? Does that mean just They have an airbrush shading to it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of negative white space on the last one.
He spent a lot of time, because even if we take a look at my screen, like if we go down his feed, I mean, look at this is shaded brilliantly.
Oh, okay, cool. So
and look at his eyes
with the extra detail on top of it too.
Yeah,
The eye.
And look at the eyes.
You zoom in on that? Yeah. Yeah.
The eyes are legit, man.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's an example of filling the negative space with a bunch of detail also, and then shading on top of that. That's kind of cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So So his rendering this is the one that I saw that was just bananas, right? And here we are. His eyes are that mermaid behind that.
Let's see the mermaid. Yeah, the mermaid. You take a look at
but yeah, look at the eyes here are the same style as the one that he just did. Right. I think he just worked this one a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It felt like he could have kept going on it and got crazy with it, because I feel like he just stopped at a certain point.
Yeah.
And the mermaid told different style. Yeah.
This just goes to show you Steve Clark is telling me, here, you want to pick on my eyes, I can do regular eyes if I want, chump. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the mermaid as much as as the other stuff that I've seen.
Yeah, he's trying a different style with this one. Yeah.
I can tell. Yeah.
This mermaid got hips too. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Thick ass fish.
Go back to the old man.
Stupid. She said thick ass.
Can you zoom in on the hair?
Oh yeah, this hair is legit, dude.
How do you do hair like that though?
That's really impressive. I wonder.
Oh yeah, Brittany, that's right. She is. That's a good call.
You see, the one thing I'm wondering is,
or is that a brush?
Yeah, Aaron Blaze has a brush preset of hair.
Yeah,
it doesn't. I'm looking at the very.
How do you shade that though? I understand how to do it in 3D, but how do you shade it though? Is it just using a brush with different colors and different layer styles?
Yeah, no, not necessarily layer styles, but you get say a soft airbrush, and you put it down, and then you get a harder one, with thicker opacity, and then you drop down the strands. Make sense?
Wait, say it again.
So you can take a fuzzy, say a airbrush.
Yeah.
And you can.
We're talking about in Photoshop.
You don't. Yeah, in Photoshop, you don't need to make it super wide.
Okay.
And then you put down the rough, not so detailed layer, and then a layer on top of that. You can bring the thickness of the brush down, and even do away with a lot of the soft edge. Get a little bit harder edge, and then you go in there with that harder edge brush to bring out the details of the hair that it's already there.
Oh, okay. Here, the way I would try to attempt to do it, and this is why I downloaded his brushes, because I even kind of had a hard time doing hair too. So
hair is hard AF.
It is hard AF. Okay, so let's see. If I
number one,
giant
create a new layer.
You're going to use that brush you talking about?
Right. Huh?
Okay. So you have that brush?
Oh, well, I was just gonna kind of go off so this is a soft brush right here.
Yeah. Okay. So you see how your opacity is at 100?
Yeah, it has a blurred edge. Yeah.
Yeah. Leave the blurred edge, but bring your opacity of the brush down to maybe 75 or something.
Here, let me zoom in a little bit so that way it doesn't take up a whole crap load of a.
Oh yeah. Make sure you click on the screen so everybody sees it, Carlos.
Yeah.
Cool. I can do it.
I would always kind of use this though, the smudge tool, and the smudge would just kind of like.
Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah, totally.
Really?
Yeah.
You see how it's kind of like.
Oh.
But sometimes the smudge.
See, and then
what I would do, shading that though?
Then what I would do, Mike. Then what I would do, Mike, is what you can do, Charlie, is you take and you change the color from white to, depending on what the lighting is, you can change it like the way this guy Steve has it. It's like a golden color, so you can make a gold color and bring the opacity down a little bit and just throw that in there.
Yeah.
And then crank the opacity or the strength of the brush all the way back up to the original color, and then use that to bring out the highlights of the hair.
Oh, okay. So let's see if what you're saying.
So create a new layer on top of there.
Duplicate it?
No, just new layer.
Okay.
Okay. So now sharpen the edges of your brush.
Okay.
Do you know the shortcut for that?
Between
if
these?
you hold down, I believe it's Control and Option on Mac, and then click and drag left and right, and your brush will get bigger and smaller, and then up and down will be the soft edge. There you go.
Oh my God.
You're welcome. Mic drop.
You're
welcome.
You disgust me with that. Dude, thank you.
Clean up aisle 7. So now, yeah, make your brush like hella small. Yeah, there you go. And then just go in there and add some details to that. Boom. See there? Yeah, buddy. Look at you painting hair and stuff. Make sure the opacity of your brush is at 100.
Oh, for the hair?
Yeah, for the more details. And then what you could do with that is,
so what is it as you get closer to the surface or closer farther out from the skin, the brush opacity gets higher?
You have to.
So underneath the underbody is soft.
You just have to take a look at where the light is coming from.
Oh, okay.
Right. So if the light is hitting you right square in the face, say you have a mustache.
Right.
The light that's bouncing off of your mustache right under your nose will have sharper edges, and the farther it goes to the side of your face, it'll be more feathered, right? Or the opacity won't be as much. But if you take that same light and move it to the left side of your face, the left side of your face will have way more detail. And then if you go under the nose, you're starting to lose detail, and then on the right side of your face, you lose detail to shading.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And then what you could do from here, Mike, is change your color from that gray to say a gold or even like a gray brown, depending on the detail that you're looking for or the look that you're looking for. And then you can just go in there and add some of that too. And then now you're starting to get some, there you go. Because not everyone's hair is just completely white. Even if your hair is completely white, you still have, like, there's some shade in there. You might have darker roots. Your scalp might be showing through.
I got dark roots.
Well,
yeah, you do.
Who's to say
you got dark scalp, son?
Yeah. It's good.
Who's to say that I'm drawing hair though?
You might be drawing like weebles or something. I don't know.
Sure.
Dark roots.
Is that a bunny? Look at you. Look at him throwing down artwork. Look at. Something tells me that the fun prompt this year or this week is going to have something to do with bunnies.
Him bunny looking at his butt. Like, damn, that's a tail.
All right, let's get back to. We could do that when we're done.
We're gonna let him keep going.
Yeah. Later. Anyway, I did want to see. There was something down here. Like, yeah, you guys should check out. I don't know how to say that first part. ESCELCE. Acele.
You be the best person to be able to pronounce this right now.
Excelsi Steve Clark. We're gonna follow him back because he's putting in the work. Yeah, his feed. You can see he's getting really good. Like stuff like this. Like, come on, son.
Yep.
He's been redraw of day 8 of Lobster Squirrel. La la la. That's not. Anyway, yeah, like his stuff is legit. See there. And you know, we talk about this a lot where you can see people are really putting in the work. And he's doing that, right? So to go from, and this, not that this is a bad piece, but the quality of this, you can see he put in the work to then throw down on something like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means that he's starting to get comfortable with the tools, and amazing drawings are starting to become more and more regular. Right. Because if you go from that one, the drawing from down here, any one of these, you know, like the consistency,
it's getting that ebb and flow that we talked about more often. Like, and sometimes you just have a good day where you feel it. I used to do it all the time growing up. Drawing really good, but then you have 2 months of being shit.
But and like, you might be in the middle of being hot as an artist, and your work is just magic.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just wake up one day and you're like, I'm going to draw this. And then your hand is like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
So anyway, yeah,
so good job. Practice, you know, everybody, we talk about all the time. More practice gets you to be in that flow all the time because
exactly.
Your hand's like, oh, cool, we just did it.
And your warm up period drastically decreases.
And that's the same with 3D art too. That's the same with any type of art. You know, you gotta get into it.
It's a muscle.
Yeah,
it's a muscle. You have to.
Your brain has to be able to think in a way that like produces the art that you want to produce.
Iggy Doodles. Good job.
What up, Iggy D?
Very cool. I like this one a lot. I can totally see this in a magazine, like maybe even a fashion magazine or something. You know, I like this a lot.
That is pretty cool.
Very good job, Iggy Doodles.
Iggy D.
Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Unless I don't think we missed any. But anyway, I'll check. But that being said, let's go ahead and pick a new one.
Yeah, let's
all
do
right,
it.
guys.
All right, get ready, chat. Let's go.
Chat.
I'm trying to get myself back on here without. Okay, there.
Hey, Shadow. Nice to see you again.
What up?
All right, so chat and Mike and or Charlie, doesn't matter. Fun prompt time. Adjective, animal, character.
Come on, chat.
Dave said Shiloh. No, we're not going to draw Shiloh. We have no idea what Shiloh looks like.
Yeah, Dave, quit being creepy.
Shiloh is a bird. He's a seagull. Are you telling me that a seagull has not been making that drawing?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you that.
Yes.
I don't know who I am.
All right. Chat room. Mike. Adjective, animal, character, action, style, location. Dave, focus. Dave, focus.
Nice things.
So anyone say anything. Adjective, animal, character.
Are we
Come on, somebody in chat. Give me something.
What'd you say, Mike?
Do we pick the adjectives ourselves?
No. You tell me what category you want, and then we put a check mark next to it, and then we hit the magic button, and the magic button will tell us what to draw.
Okay.
Cat.
Yeah, there's one.
It, Brittany.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, this is going to be a shout out for just the character.
Landon.
Location.
No location.
No location. Landon was the first one to actually say anything.
Adjective. Well, no, Brittany was the first one to say.
She said cat. That was animal or whatever. LOL. Okay, so let's do it now. Literally everyone. Cat. Landon, how dare you?
See? Hey, Chad has spoken.
All right, Cat.
Okay. Character. I mean, the type of character, the type of cat.
Landon, stop it. She's laughing at herself.
An Italian buffalo cat.
You like
you guys,
lady. Cat lady. Cat lady. He was literally a cat.
I'm like, hey, pick a category. She's like, cat. All right.
Is it a pun like category? Character. The character of the cat. A cat who identifies himself as a gorilla.
Stop it. Okay, let's do the.
We're gonna do cat. We're good. Keep going.
Brittany is about to.
What's wrong with?
Is about to block herself.
It's funny.
Let's do a cat who identifies itself as as something else.
Here we go.
All right. How about animal, character, and location? Here we go. Gosh darn it, cat. How about a cat hairdresser on a pirate ship?
Yo, that's funny. Oh, where's Jack at? This is great. Yo, I'm like excited for this one.
Oh man,
Yo.
The chat is being goofy AF. Dave said, "Pick something, meow."
Yo, cat. So why is cat on a pirate ship? Like, yo, he don't even like water.
Cat hairdresser on a pirate ship.
You can do so much stuff with that. Lock it in, Chelo. So let's go.
Oh, sweetness.
Oh, send that one to Jack.
That's it. That's it.
Is that a kitty cat doing hair on a pirate ship?
Yo, you don't even want to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a party.
Jackson don't like that one.
That's it.
Thanks, guys.
Now we're going to have to change the categories to adjective, animal, character, action, style, location, and cat.
Cat. Cat. What's this cat going to be up to next week?
Right. Oh, my goodness. That was funny. That was funny. One of the highlights.
Yeah, that's a good one
so far. Cat hairdresser in a pirate ship.
I hope there's a bunch of people that draw this thing. It's gonna be great.
Right. Oh my. Yeah. Now
you did that. Yeah, you did that.
Cat category. Wow.
It'll be great.
Yo, I'm having a hard time with I'm struggling on the sketchbook.
Talk to me.
Thing. Okay, I guess this
select the pencil.
So,
turn your computer on.
Okay, yeah. No, you haven't asked a question yet.
You did.
You being a goofy. You're like, I'm having problems with sketchbook. I'm like, pick the pencil. You're like, what?
I'm trying to draw, but wait, is this not the pencil that I'm not supposed to draw with?
Yeah, that should work fine.
That should work perfect, actually. I use it
okay, for years. My glasses on, and
I can't see what you're doing.
Here, let me show you then.
Yeah, we don't know what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Hey, there's me. I was gonna have myself doing a stupid little jig, but if I draw myself like suspended in the air, just watch. Just watch.
We're waiting.
Oh, never mind.
Fixed it. You're welcome.
Dude, thank you.
Dude, thank you.
Yeah, you can go home now.
All right, guys. Well,
it's been great.
My job here is done.
Let's just put this shit on repeat. Hold on.
That's pretty funny.
Awesome.
There. This is how happy I am to be with you guys. Oh my god, that doesn't work.
Landon, stop it. Stop it before we put you on punishment with Noel.
Oh no. Slippery slope. You ban everybody.
Yeah, I'll be having to draw pictures, but chat, stop it right now. Look at what Dave said.
What did Dave say?
Perfect, Landon.
Y'all weird. You're probably getting some like furry type stuff. Oh, yeah. Great. Thanks, B. Yeah. Master plan all along.
Yeah. And no, we are not changing the name of the show to Cat Zone. Mike.
How
dare you? Dave's getting creepy with it, man. Just saying.
I'm fully engaging.
It's hilarious.
Hey, now that I have everyone watching and tuning in, I think this would be the perfect opportunity to promote my little book.
Hey,
look, I made a book,
buddy.
So, may I?
Do it. Yeah.
All right, cool. So, everyone, are you a fan of traveling? Are you in a long distance relationship, or any relationship for that matter? Or do you
hey! Let me chime in. So, I hope you have good news. But the Spanish have a saying: "Amor de lejos, amor pendejos."
Whoa.
Well, I'm no pendejo.
Yeah. I don't say anything.
Well, wait, amor de, how do you say it again?
Amor de lejos.
De lejos?
Amor pendejos.
Okay, I know pendejos, but lejos.
Well, it basically it's
love.
It's long distance love is love for the word that you know what it means.
No. Oh.
Yo.
I'm not saying that. Hey, I'm just saying. I didn't make it up. I just heard it.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. The guy who said that is a pendejo himself.
Yeah.
I
feel you, buddy. I feel you.
Well, yeah,
so talk to me. You made a book. You illustrated a book. Did you write it too?
Yeah, wrote it, illustrated it, all the good stuff. And it's called The Girl and Her Puffy Red Jacket. It is based off my girlfriend Carla.
Hi, Carla.
Hey, Carla.
Right here.
Nice, Carla, that you made it in the chat room.
She's crashed out right now. It's so.
Carla's in the chat room. I was here.
No, she's not.
She's not. I was pointing out that fact that
Mm-hmm.
she's a very supportive young lady. Just kidding.
Sorry.
I was being yeah.
The lowest.
So right now, Carla's like, that dude Carlos is an a-hole.
I know. Look at that. You're talking.
I know.
I know you're good peeps.
I'm just kidding. Yeah,
you get to bust balls. I know the type of guy you are. You're a ball buster. But yeah, man. I mean, I wrote this, it was for her obviously, and then we thought like, oh, let's try to make it into like a young adult type book. So I made a bunch of prints for it. By a bunch, I mean, I have 25 prints right now. But it's basically just about like she's traveled like to 20 something different countries, and it's kind of pretty much focuses on like where she traveled to, and then then eventually we end up meeting. But the story kind of like, I have it in the style where it's like each illustration kind of reflects the other.
Oh, cool.
She's drinking Tim Hortons in Canada, and then Starbucks in New York.
So is Carla in Canada then?
No, she's in Chile. She lives in Chile. Oh. But again, she's traveled to just like a ton of different spots.
Yeah. She went to Canada because she can't stand the US, is basically what you're telling us?
Yes and no.
Damn it, Carla.
No. She does love Canada, and I can see why, because it was my first time actually going to Canada. Back in October, and it's pretty damn beautiful. And we were only just in Canada.
Oh yeah. If I ever went to dodge a draft, I would go to Canada in a heartbeat. Toronto. I would go to Toronto.
Don't tell them where you're going.
No. Because once I'm there, that's it. I can't.
You would have a better chance of being deported before you get drafted.
Before I get deported, I'm going to Toronto.
And then they'll accept you along with anyone with wide open arms. They'll say, "Come on in. We'll make you some flapjacks
with plenty of syrup."
So I think I did thing before where I said very quickly, like, whoever follows me on Mike S. Art, this is my little thing right here.
Mike S. Art.
First person to add me will be getting a free copy sent to them.
All right, go ahead and send it.
This right here.
Yeah. So reach out.
Bracket, Mike S. Art, MikeEssart. Mike S. Art.
On Instagram. Yeah, go follow him and send him a message and tell him that.
Say anything. So you can even say, Mike, I don't like anything about you. You have a big nose. Hey, dude, you're getting a book.
If you want that, like. You want that subscribe at me.
So, anyways, plug over.
Nice. No. That's cool because number one, Carla, I was kidding. Like,
she's got a sense of humor.
No, it wasn't, Carla.
Yeah. No, I was. And Mike is cool people, so I get to bust his chops from time to time. But
I know you are, man.
I just realized the cool thing about this is that I've been preaching this for how long have we been doing this, Charlie? 5 years?
5 years.
Continue working on your own stuff. And if you find motivation to make your own book, like that's good stuff. What was that experience like?
It much quicker than working on someone else's book, only because all the ideas are coming from your head. So it's quicker. The process is definitely quicker, and you have full control of your art style. Well, everything really, but yeah, your whole art style. And it was fun. It was like you said, pretty inspiring. At the moment, I was making this book, I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew the whole outcome. That's an awesome hand, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, I mean, anyone who's looking to write a book,
do it.
That's the number one thing you got to do, like the hand says.
Number one.
Really?
Hang on.
Number one thing you got to do.
Number one thing to just create your own damn book.
Just create your own damn book.
Did you work together with Carla to make the book? Did she have any input?
Did she have any input? No, because it was a gift for her originally. So she had no say. And even if she did, I would say, listen, babe, I love you, but it's my damn book. No.
Wow.
No, of course. The character's based on her, so she definitely gets to say, But so far, so good. She has been supportive a lot in helping me, like pressing me on to reach out to a literary agent and stuff. And I've been doing a lot of research. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be, because I figured before trying to go the self-publishing route, which I might end up doing anyways, I might as well send out a couple carry emails to a couple literary agents.
Right.
I'm sure you'll get, as they all say from different articles that I've seen, there's always a good chance you get denied before you get your first interview or something.
And you never know unless you ask.
And the cool thing about literary agents is that they don't charge you. The only time they ever ask for anything is once they help you with getting sales from the books, then they only take a 15% commission. That's the only time you really ever pay a literary agent, for the most part. from what I've been hearing. What are you using? What program are you using?
This is Animate.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's where you usually make all your little your cartoons, your silly puppet shows.
True. Yeah, for the most part. It's either I either animate and no. I use whether I use animate character animator, I'll do some stuff in Photoshop. I'll do some stuff in Sketchbook like you have. But this I'm actually working on I got a lot of ideas that has to do with a cartoon version of me. and,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just keep thinking of this stuff that that I've already made and that I'm still planning on making, and it's just it's funny. I'm excited.
Are you what's it called when you write with like both hands?
Ambidextrous?
Whatever.
No, not when it comes to drawing.
Wait,
because I saw two drawings, one with the hand like this, and then the other one with the hand like this.
Yeah, and that's basically because let's see.
You plays baseball with two hands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can kind of bowl left-handed too.
Really?
Yeah.
I play video games with both hands.
Oh my gosh,
that's exciting.
That's exciting. Shut up, dude.
I'm on fire right now, boy. Mike is like, I don't ever want to do this ever again. But no, so I'm basically setting up my Flash file for all this stuff. And what I'm doing is I'm just creating different hands. So
Dave clapped with both hands. Ooh.
Oh, Dave.
Dude, I wish I had a sound effects thing in here.
Yeah, me too. But no, sometimes when you talk, like your hand will be like this, or like if you're drawing, it'll be like this. But then sometimes you pick up your hand. Oh, well, actually, no, this is the left hand. This is the right hand, huh?
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. You're bothering me, kid.
Okay, because I called you on Yoshi now.
Yeah, no. But no, like sometimes
I feel like you see your hands though.
Here, let me do like this. Like sometimes you'll be talking and you're trying to make a point like this, but then you'll switch over and you'll do like this. So I'm just basically I'm just preparing for the future so I don't have to draw all the damn time.
You know what you should also do, which it could also help differentiate between hands. Put one of these guys on, and all you have to do is I'm assuming if it's as easy, just
got one of those, don't you?
You just select.
I do.
Is it as
not on my cartoon?
Is it as easy? Is it like Photoshop where you can just kind of like get the lasso tool and just select the hand and then paint it black?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. I've never really understood here. I'm going to do it right now. I never really understood why Flash was hated on so deeply. It's a very powerful program. So let's say I'm going to take this hand and it's a symbol right now. So I'm just going to make a copy of it and I'm going to hit Command and B to break it up. And I'm going to hit the brush tool and I'm going to change it from paint normal to I can do let's do paint inside. And I'm going to change this to a dark gray. And now wherever I paint, it's going to make a mark, but it's only going to paint inside that where I started, the area that I started. And now I can get the paint bucket tool and I just broke it. There we go. Let's see. What am I doing wrong?
You gotta hit the Well, I don't know.
Here, I'm gonna do it like this.
Black line?
Do it like this. If I just paint in here, do like that. Let's try that again. No. Works like a charm. There's got to be something in here that
is it. Is it like one of those things where they close all the gaps?
There we go.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. So now he's got his little protector on.
Nice. That's cool.
Huh. It's pretty legit. It's and now that I'm doing all of those tutorial videos and stuff for youtube.com/coconutjustice, go there and subscribe. I'm going to be going over all of this type of stuff because programmers hated Flash, but it was good for animation. Long arm, yeah, but I was a Flash programmer for a long time. And the true programmers that would go out and they were, they could program in like Perl and JavaScript and CSS and Java, all that stuff, right? The applications that they would build would be boring. Me, I was an animator who turned into a programmer, and all of my stuff was hot. All of it. 100% of the projects that I worked on were absolutely awesome because I was able to animate and do all kinds of really cool things where programmers, if a screen changed, they were happy with that. And I didn't like that. I wanted things to animate on and animate off. And so I brought this two-brained approach to it. But yeah, like programmers who were like computer science geeks, they didn't really like ActionScript. But
I wasn't too familiar with the realm of ActionScript.
Oh, it was so much fun, dude. I had fun. People never really realized or understood why I liked it, but it was fun, man. It's the best of both worlds. You have to do goofy things like algebra and stuff like that, math and all kinds of right brain stuff. But then you got to do a lot of the design and animation stuff, which fulfilled both sides of the brain. And it was just, it's a wonderful idea. I hate that it went away. I hate that. Probably more that I can't find any more work, but that's probably the big reason why I hate it. But
well, I kind of hate it just because I went to school for learning Flash, and right when I graduated, it's like, oh, you're not using Flash anymore. We're using
Toon Boom. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, cool. So now there goes a few years of that out of the way.
But at the same time, it's not necessarily the program more than, say, the approach. Because animation is animation. If you do it in Flash and Toon Boom and Photoshop and Sketchbook, like understanding what it takes to make a picture move is not a complete loss. I will side with you on the point where spending a couple years to play in Flash and then you're finally done and they're like, yeah, just kidding, you're gonna have to learn more software. Like, that's annoying.
Yeah, exactly. The whole act of like learning a new software, as much as I do enjoy like learning new things, like at the same time, it's just like, can I just keep it just too minimum? Like, can I just get paid and just like learn like a couple programs and like now
Right.
I'm Illustrator. I'm learning Adobe Illustrator. It's cool. I don't see myself thriving off of it. I kind of find it a little bit boring, and to be honest with you,
Yeah.
I'm watching video tutorials on how to make certain logos, and as I'm doing this, like as I'm just kind of like watching and kind of like mimicking, copying what the guy's doing on the tutorial.
Right.
Like, and I'm thinking like I could make this so much quicker in Photoshop freehand, but something with Illustrator restricts me from doing that. And I get Illustrator is much more cleaner. The end result's cleaner. It's vector. It might be capable of doing certain things that Photoshop can't do, but just to make like a flat logo, it took me roughly about maybe 30 minutes just from watching this guy's video, where normally it would have taken me about like 5 minutes just to create in Photoshop.
Yeah. But the science behind it is because it is vector and you're able to use it on a bunch of different things and not have to worry about quality degradation.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's really the only reason. That's the benefit above. It's a benefit of using Illustrator above Photoshop. That's it. But like if you're going to do a one-off in Photoshop and you know exactly the size that you need and you can do it a lot faster in Photoshop, knock that out.
Yeah, I usually do use Photoshop. Like if I'm like going to create a logo, for someone, like I just go with Photoshop and then I just end up vectoring it in Illustrator.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, play to your strength. Yeah, that's good. I say that. Well, cool. Let's see here. I have something new to show. So, let's see here. Cool. I think I'll start it over. Let me start it over so that I can show it so I can show it fresh. Fresh. Let's see. Where'd you go, little icon? Hold on. As I search my endless desktop for the correct icon, the elusive substance icon. There it is. You know how you get a new icon, you don't know what it looks like?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at right now. There it is. Oh, there it is. I just didn't know what it looked like. Okay. I got it installed and didn't know I think I was looking for the red symbol. And I found it. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. So what did I talk about last time? Oh, yeah. Last time I talked about Blender, right?
Yeah.
And 2.8 and all the good stuff with that. This week, we're going to step back to... Now, Adobe Max hasn't started. This year's version hasn't... Or is that came and gone?
Depends on what you're asking. Max is the conference.
Yeah, the conference. It's gone, or is it?
No, I think that's in either late October or November.
As much as it pains me to say this, I'm going to show off an Adobe product right now.
Ooh, I hope you're going to go down the path where I want you to, because I have the email up and I was going to ask you about this. I hope is what it is.
I'm not going down that path.
Damn you.
But I will, as I always did anything else, install it and give it a try. And then next week we talk about that one. I'm going down the substance route.
Okay.
You're using?
But I'm assuming you're talking about Mr. Dimensions.
Yeah, I think so.
You don't even know the name of the program.
No, I did, because Dimensions, they came out with an email that says that Dimensions is going to be using like cloud-based rendering and stuff like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they also added substance to them. to I read your stuff. I read you sent me. It's cool.
Cool.
I still gotta give it a chance. I still turn my nose up at it a little bit, but we'll see.
Oh, by the way, Mike, your boy took this picture right here. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, you did this.
Yeah, son.
Nice,
yeah.
Is this with the drone?
Yeah.
Where?
That is in Mendocino.
That is beautiful, man.
Yeah. Something tells me we need to hang out.
Yeah, would be our drones would be cute little couples flying in the air together.
Okay. Oh, nice.
All right, I see you, and I live close, Carla.
It makes it weird for the girl.
She's got a drone too, actually, and so like her drone will be coming up.
Oh, she's a keeper.
It'll be like a whole drone drama, just like what the hell are you doing?
Oh yeah, we just start buzzing each other. I'm in.
Yeah,
it's weird.
My battery starts to die.
Mm-hmm. So I was gonna preview the new program from Substance, which is a Adobe company now. They're no longer algorithmic, so they've swallowed them up, and now they're Substance or algorithmic Adobe company or something, how they call themselves, a Substance Adobe company or whatever. But they have a new program called Substance Alchemist. And it kind of takes both, you have Substance Painter, which is made for painting on your models. You've seen me use that on the show before. Mm-hmm. You have Substance Designer, which is made for technical artists and TDs to do procedural-based shaders and textures. So you start out with like a Perlin noise mask, and you add different generators to it and stuff like that. You can create your own like snow textures and a bunch of stuff procedurally, and it's node based. So you have these big, huge spider webs of nodes that create these amazing, like realistic looking textures or non-realistic or whatever you want to do from scratch, just using, math nodes and different masks and stuff like that. Very right brain type of thinking, but artists can get into it and can be very technical, but more so it's for technical artists and TDs and stuff like that to help aid character artists, environment artists, and all that good stuff, and make certain parameters that can become exposed in different game engines and in different DCC programs like Maya, Max, and Cinema 4D, and all the other ones, Moto, whatever you think of. So if Carlos was making a car and Mike was Carlos's technical artist, Mike would make a really cool car shader that has all these parameters that allows Carlos to just sit there like a kid in a candy store and add, flakes to the car and, incandescents and different colors and via sliders and stuff like that. So that's kind of how those two programs work together and how they can work in like a pipeline. Now, Substance has some other programs that they've used, and one was called Bitmap to Material. Bitmap to Material is probably like the oldest program they've had on their docket for a while, and it was from the old school, I like to call it. It was a souped-up version of another program that like another community program that the 3D artists would use called like Bitmap. What is it called? One was called I just lost my train of thought. XNormal? No, what was it called? Crazy Bump. It was called Crazy Bump. And another one was in Photoshop, the NVIDIA tool, if anybody remembers what that is for artists that use Photoshop. Where basically back in the day when we were first getting normal maps and first getting all this cool stuff, texturing as we knew it used to be via Photoshop, So Charlie goes out and takes a picture of a wall, brings it back into Photoshop, fixes the lighting so it doesn't have any lighting, learns how to tile it by hand, which artists don't know how to do anymore. Tile a photo by hand in Photoshop, right? After you tile it by hand,
this is Charlie yelling at kids to get off his lawn.
then you paint it up. Then you paint up that texture map, and you really basically paint that brick wall to look amazing and be tileable. So then when you put it into your 3D program, add different add a bump map to it, meaning you turn the map black and white, put it in the bump map channel, all this good, crazy cool stuff you used to have to do by hand. now we have all these 3D texture painting programs that do this. Well, one of those things back in the day was little scripts and programs that will allow you to convert images into a certain format, like a brick wall into a normal map, or add a specular map or whatever. And we had all these different tools like Crazy Bump and NVIDIA tools and Photoshop and all these other stuff. So fast forward, Substance made a tool called Bitmap to Material, which was an amazing tool set that like allowed you to take any photo and turn it into a actual texture. So that was cool, right? And they've had this technology for a while, and they started like, making other programs, and I'm gonna show you guys this. They started making other programs on their docket, and was like, I thought they were like forgetting about this thing. So I would still use it every once in a while to quickly get it started and then throw it into the other programs. But I was always wondering when they were going to actually like, man up and like, update the program and stuff like that. And they never really did until now. And like about a year ago, they previewed something around Christmas time called Alchemist. And I was like, ooh, what is that? So I was like, I'm wondering what it is. Because I was like, they basically had the market, covered with having, Substance Painter and Substance Designer. And I'm like, I don't know what they're going to do. So like this bitmap, where is it? I'm going to type it in here. Bitmap to material. And you'll understand why this is important. So if you look at this guy here, this is their old walkthrough of it, looked like very bare bones, right? It'll be like drag and drop your bitmap into the program, right? So they had this like, they found you. So like, you guys are photographers, like you like to do photography. Like imagine you find this perfect like rock texture from doing your like, weekend hike, right? And then you drag that rock texture into Bitmap to Material, right? And then you start messing with the sliders here, right, to make it into this normal map. And it had like a little 3D viewport, so you could sit literally in real time, like touch all these like parameters and be able to like make a rock texture, and then bring that into whatever your program was. It was really cool, right? If you look at this, and so you can generate like really cool textures like this, where it was like, and I don't want to talk to you, Joel, so go away. This is not about. This is not about you. I clicked on a video. Oh, and he was like loud in my ear. I'm trying to figure out a good one to show. Here's one. Cool. This is good. If it makes it in.
Charlie, while this thing is loading,
Go ahead. Yeah.
Huh?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the YouTube channel Boundary Break?
Boundary Break. No. What's that?
Where this guy basically he takes the camera throughout the games to anywhere like in the world of a game, and basically like he'll zoom the camera all the way up on like the certain details of a character.
Really?
Or like a certain details of something, or it'll just do a pull out, full blown zoom out of like a city. Apparently, there's a term in where like a city, like if you're like in a city and if you're kind of like panning the camera towards and you see a city load, kind of like what they use in Minecraft, like how like it just kind of regenerates like a new thing. It's called culling, CULLING.
Culling?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I was ever curious about why something loads as you're moving towards in a game. It's called culling.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I'm always fascinated in like stuff that you're about to show us right now, and like, just the graphics. Like when Breath of the Wild came out, like I just was so blown away with its graphics.
Yeah, that's one. That's a good one too.
Until Red Dead came out, then I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, I like that. I'm about to look that guy's up stuff and look up at some of his videos. Yeah, but cool. It was cool. This program, this Substance made, and they made it, and then a lot of artists used it, but like it never really got a lot of fanfare. But look at this, you can make some really realistic looking textures just from photos. It's really cool.
That's really cool.
Now this is an old video. This is a very old video, like ancient now, but like the technology was there, right? And I thought it's such a waste of technology to be able to take this, because like nowadays it kept up with the as you can see some of the other ones here, it kept up with the times where we turned into having physical based rendering, PBR. So like you needed to so a lot of times people were still using Photoshop, but they were still using some of them were still using it. Other people still wanted to create their own textures, because a lot of people got used to, like you guys have nice cameras and be able to go out and, use the right lens and shoot a tree bark and get a really good, high res image of a, really close up of a tree bark and stuff like that, and take stuff. So this bitmap to material delit your image for you, because like in physical based rendering, your diffuse map, which is your main texture map, the main color map, can't have any shadows or any in it. Right. In order for it to work correctly in an engine, because shadows don't just get baked into a texture, so the texture you make needs to not have any shadows, right? So it did all these really cool functions, right? And it was great. Didn't hear nothing about it until last year. They didn't talk about bitmap to material being truncated or going away until they announced Alchemist and came out with the beta. Now we know that bitmap to material is no more, and they put that software, or put that like tool set inside of Alchemist. Let's go into Alchemist now, and I'll show you guys what happened now, because you could still do that, but they like added to it. It's the best part about it. They added onto the technology, and now they have something that's like amazing. So part of Substance's bread and butter is they have a library of different like base materials, right? So you have your base materials here. So this is Substance Alchemist, right? You have 3 different sections. They're really innovative with that. You have your Explore section, you have your Inspire, which in all my 3D, I've never had a program that had an Inspire section. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a second. That's like some weird, innovative, like, marketing strategy right there of like, I'm in my Inspire section. This is where I'm going to figure out what moves me as an artist. Now, anyway, so like that'll be kind of cool. And then you have your Create, right? On the left side here, you have this the main viewport, full 3D viewport here, right? I can go in here under the substance symbol, and I can pick what kind of workflow I want. So if I want to do a metallic based PBR workflow, or a specular based, DirectX or OpenGL, and then the different channels you want, meaning the different outputs of the different textures, right? So Alchemist basically is a way of making tallable textures, right? Of any type. So it's in between Substance Designer and Substance Painter. And it really, I feel like it's for environment artists. I really just feel like it's for environment artists. I'm probably wrong. You probably can do character stuff with this too. Like you can do character stuff with it too, but I would think it's for environment artists and prop artists, right? So if Carlos wanted to make he was making a 3D character, and if he wanted to make a really nice tweed jacket and he needs to make that tweed texture, you can do that in Substance Designer. You can paint it by hand in Substance Painter, or you can do a tallable version of it in Alchemist based off of a tweed jacket that he have. So like that bitmap to material tool set that they made before, they've enhanced it, right? So in another section of this, if I drag, I'll get an image in a bit. If I drag and drop like a piece of say I had a piece of like fabric, like suede or something, right? And I dragged and dropped it in, it would activate a different section of the program where it will ask me how many different versions of that piece of fabric do I have. So if I was a photographer and I had a bunch of different angles of this, it would then take all the different 5 or 6 angles of like this like suede photos that I've taken and stitch it together into one piece, and then start generating all the different extra maps for it, like the specular map, the diffuse map, the roughness map. And I can have like a legitimately cool looking like suede shader that I made by hand with the help of Alchemist based off what a photo I took. You know what I'm saying? So instead of spending like hours of making it procedurally by hand in like Substance Designer with like 100 different nodes, or finding the right, combination of like pre-built shaders or shaders you built in Substance Painter, you can then start building all your textures or your shaders in Alchemist and build your own library to then take into all the other Substance programs. And you can have your own library instead of relying on the base materials or relying on Substance Share, or buying, substances and stuff like that. So it gives the artists a chance of making their own library. So imagine if you're at a studio, you got everybody using this. After a while, insert studio name, they'll have their whole big, huge library of like common shaders that they use, and it just gives like prop artists and environment artists and even character artists more flexibility with doing what they want. I can see this being used in film and in game, in ArchViz. Say like you're architectural company or you're a freelancer, a lot of that stuff. I need this certain type of marble that's not on the official Substance Share contract that I pay each month for, where they're building their textures, and it's not on like Quixel Mega Scans, because I work for this certain company that doesn't have that mosaic tile. Cool. You take your nice camera, you go take a picture of it, and then you bring it into Alchemist and you fix it up and you stitch it together, and now you have a perfectly tiled shader. It sounds great. So here, so look at this. If I take this base material and it mixes, Quixel has a thing called Quixel Mixer, which everybody says it looks just like it, but competition is good. so like it's literally the same thing. I'll have to show you that another week. But like say I take this mosaic towel, right? Look, so this is like a part of the base materials that you can use in the explore section. So right, so I put it on my my little cube here, and I can go through here in the settings over here, and I can change my environment. I can change the global parameters here. So I'm gonna do a 2048 by 2048 texture. I can do toweling on it, so I can change the toweling. Everybody see that? Are you guys seeing this or no?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm seeing it. Yeah. I see everyone's got their thing going on, and I'm like, I'm gonna.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you cool. Keep going. Keep it working. And you got your texture rotation and all that stuff. Cool. I can change the mesh. So if I want to look at a cube, cool. If I want to do a plane, because we could do a plane because this is more of a something that goes on the ground. I can change the lighting just by holding shift and turning it. I can do a rounded cube. I like the rounded cube because you kind of see it from all angles. See that? So now you can see the lighting working on this nice, tile thing. Cylinder, you got a sphere. Sphere is always good too, but I don't really use that one because that usually pulls. And then you got a rounded cylinder and a preview sphere, which is like one of those like shader ball things. Nice. And then you have they made this. They had a contest. We always talk about doing contests. They had a contest last year called Texture Matte. So they have this like little character called Matt, and it was the shader ball head and the body. So it's this guy here. So last year, we'll have to show this one time when we're showing inspiration stuff, Carlos. But there was a whole thread. I think it might be on ArtStation. There's a whole thread where guys were making crazy textures for this guy. Like Day of the Dead themed, and like it was a contest last year that Substance put on for the community, and they got some pretty amazing renditions of this little texture guy. And this is used just for texturing. So look, so once you're in the Explorer, look at this. You have 3 different types of presets over here. Because remember, Substance allows you to make different shaders in different programs, right? Like Substance Designer. But when you have a Substance, as it's called, you also have all the parameters that go into that Substance. So it's never like I can only have this, rainbow color thing. I can go through here and what's your favorite color, Carlos?
I don't see color.
Cool.
Yeah, you do.
Mike, what's your favorite color? Carlos only sees clear. I can't do that one.
Burgundy.
Okay, you just picked the one I look. Okay, cool. Purple.
Cat.
I'm gonna do
cat.
I'm gonna do I'm just gonna do the ugliest, well, not ugly, but yeah, now we're making it ugly. Cool. And lastly, we do this color. See, so you can go through and change all the colors, and dynamically change the roughness. So say we don't want it to be super shiny. So let's get this back to like a rounded cube because we can see this better and change the light. You can also change the lighting on here too. I forgot to tell you about that. The environment one. Let's change a different environment. So you have different HDRIs that mimic different lighting situations. So this one gives us a really hot highlight because the HDRI has a really hot highlight on that side of the room. You could do this buffalo. I don't know. What is this? Bonificio. How you pronounce that, Carlos?
It'll reflect the photo that you desire.
Yeah, so an HDRI has is high dynamic range photo. So like you probably could take these with your cameras you have, and basically it keeps all the different stops, right, Carlos? Is that what you would call them? F stops or whatever?
Yeah.
Of the lighting situation when you took that photo. Yeah. In 3D, I can use an HDRI to light a scene. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's go down that path just to explain what that means. So when you take a picture with a SLR camera, basically a fancy camera. Well, you can do it with not so fancy cameras, but
or your iPhone. Yeah.
When you take a picture, you set the aperture and the shutter speed and everything, and you try to get the right exposure for your picture. But then what happens is a lot of times in the very bright areas, like let's say you're trying to take a picture of a tree, if the tree is dry, it's a lot easier. If it's a wet tree, the leaves are wet, the sun is shining on those wet leaves, and there's a lot of reflected light that goes into the camera. So you'll start losing detail in those very bright areas. And the same thing with the shadowy areas. Because of the shadows, you start losing detail in there. So when you're shooting HDR, what you do is you basically, it's called bracketing. You take a picture that compensates for the light areas, right? So you're basically speeding up the shutter so not that much light comes in, so you're able to get that detail from the light. But then when you expose for the shadows, you want the shutter to stay open a little longer so more light comes in, and then you're picking up the details that are in the shadowy areas. And then you expose for the entire thing so you can get all the middle ground, all the middle colors, right? And then what you do, and you have to do this with a tripod or having your camera sitting on, on a wall or something. You don't want to do this handheld because everything will get blurry and it doesn't line up right. So what you do is you bring those 3, sometimes 4, sometimes 5 pictures. They might be the same exact picture, the same exact view that you're doing, but the exposures are set up differently. So then that way, when you bring it into Photoshop, you take the highlights of the lighter exposed picture, you mix that in with the medium, and then or with the middle, and then you bring in the dark, the details from the shadows from the darker exposed picture, and you put them together, and now you have a nice even tone, and you have all of the details that go from the shiny parts and the shadowy parts.
Yeah. And then then I can use that image called an HDRI image, and I can light my whole scene with just that image. Like I don't need any of the lights in the scene. And you get some of the most realistic lighting because it's using the same technique. Same technique and those same parameters. Yeah. So that's what it's doing in here. I'm selecting different. They give you a couple different ones and they allow you to load your own. So you got a couple different ones. And as you can see, as I move through it, the reflections and the roughness of my surface. This means I have like a highly glossy floor. Like think of like your grandma's like kitchen floor or something like that, freshly cleaned, and like you go from there. Yeah. So it's cool. So
dude, I love that shit, man. I love those. I love just. It's one of the reasons why I still play a lot of the video games that are out now. It's just because like I'm so fascinated to see like just the details of the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the things I again bringing back up Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I bring it up because it's the only. I only play Nintendo, so it's the closest thing that I'll get to like with like any terms of graphics. But I just walk around that whole entire land looking at like just like the crazy shading on the rocks.
Yeah.
You know what's cool though? One thing I noticed that's interesting is so for instance, like when the sun like casts a shadow on the rocks, like you see the texture changing like shadow formations, but there's still like it's still a flat texture, but it's weird. It's like I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. Like it's like just take like a just think in terms of like you see a rock and the sun is moving and you see the shading, the parts of the texture like casting a shadow from the rock.
Look at that. Yeah.
But in the game though, it's like a flat surface though, but it's still doing that thing. I don't know if it's kind of like what you're showing me right now, because like right now I see like the light hitting certain parts of the leather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you flatten the image, like if you like make it like a profile image, like do you actually see the bumps?
Yeah. Like that.
Can you go any lower? Like make it like flat.
Like this? How low you want to go? Or you want to do it this way?
Other way, like as if you were trying to look at like how thin the piece of paper is type thing, you know, like.
Yeah, it's always based off like a normal map, you know, which is a perceived bumpness. Normal map is based on lighting information. So it gets done like that in game so that you can put like really high res detail in a different channel so you don't have to displace that geometry. Now, higher res AAA games and movies will use what's called a displacement map. So if you went to school for games, one of the main things you learned right away is normal map is based on information, which I call it a trick. So it's a perceived detail, whereas displacement mapping is a actual detail and it changes the mesh and it physically subdivides the mesh, meaning it actually adds more detail to the mesh and then pushes and pulls the mesh depending on the grayscale value of the displacement map. Does that make sense? So like if it's a black and white texture of a rock face, cliff face, and I use it as a displacement map, the geometry itself is actually in the shape of what that rock formation would be, right? So you have hills and valleys in the geometry. Right? Okay. That's more expensive than a normal map, whereas sometimes if you get really close to it, it looks cool, but it still can be kind of flat like this one, because this is just more of a normal map. So, and the normal map needs the lighting to show off this bumpiness to make you think it's actually bumpy there.
Is that like is this like what you made, or is this part
these are part of the presets ones? I haven't mixed one by hand yet. Yeah, because you could do that. So you could start off your whole journey here in the exploring and explore different presets, and so you can change the scratches and stuff and make it less worn and do all this stuff, make it ununiform or make it locally based on the mask that I have here, and really get this like beat up leather looking thing. And this looked like this is actually displaced. Wow. See, so this has got a little bit of a displacement in it. Wow, this is a really good program. I thought it just normal maps.
Yeah.
So this has actually got displacement maps in it too. Like I've seen this. I watched a bunch of stuff on it, so I can look through it. But if you look at do you see that it's displacing in real time here? See how everything looks like it's like ants or like it's moving. Mm-hmm. That's the displacement map working based off the angle that I'm going, so that it shows you actually what it is. But when I go up like this, you can actually see that there's hills and valleys and crevices. The leather has a height range here. I can bump the height up here, to the point where it's messes up, right, and it's too much, right? And then, or I can turn it way, way down and subdue it, and it's not as much, So yeah, this has both of them in there, Mike. It has both of that. So counting on if you got really close to it in the game to see that it's actually got ridges and stuff like that, like you see here. And then the lighting still reacts to it the correct way. So when you pull out, and sometimes what they do when they get real cheeky with it, they do both, right? So they do a displacement, but then for this like information here on the front here, they'll do the normal map. So yeah, this is really cool. So yeah, so it's got a lot in this program, but this is just like to like I need to make a leather texture really quick, jump in here. And usually I thought you'd be able to mix stuff, but look like I'm not in the right area to do that yet. So look like what I have to do here is go to the create tab and do that. But I have the inspire tab too, right? So right now in the inspire tab, I think this is hilarious, this tab here. Like, I can grab an image, right? So let's go back to the leather real quick. Ooh, yeah. So I got my leather, how it's supposed to be in default form. I'm gonna go find an image. I'm gonna use the image. If I really was thinking ahead, I would have had Carlos make me an image of whatever. But
of a cat.
A cat.
Shout
out to Brittany. Cat.
Hey, Charlie, are you familiar with Unreal Engine 4?
Yes, I am.
Is he? Come on, son.
I know, right? But it's
I've used the Unreal professionally for like the last 8 years. Yep. I'm very familiar with it.
I just, when I'm bored, which is like about 90% of my day, I just Unreal Engine videos, and like people remake like actual games like into Unreal.
Yeah.
And it's like really cool.
So I'm gonna find a cool image here. I'm gonna see if the chat's still awake. Where's my chat?
I just hit him up. I'm like, hey, who's still here?
Yo, chat. Where's Brittany at? She likes rainbow colors, I'm assuming. Or where Dave Etsy? I'm sure he likes bright colors too. Pick a color here. Oh, this looks good.
Landon is here.
Landon. I'm gonna pick a color here. Let's see. That's fine. Let's do this one right here. Cool.
Landon wins a free gift card by Carlos. A free gift card to any place he wants to go to.
By Carlos, nice.
You get Landon. You get a free gift card for a book about a girl in a red raincoat.
You get a free Walden Books gift card.
Well, is that still a thing?
No,
I think so. So hey, I got the rainbow color here. Hold on, rainbow. I found this rainbow color, right? This program, this is one of the coolest things that I've seen this program so far, and they haven't touched on it as much. They have a little bit in the when they first showed it, but watch this. So now that I have this, I'm gonna go and it says all I have to do is drag and drop that into here, and it's gonna affect my leather texture. Now it's rainbow colored, so I'm hoping there's something cool that happens. Hold on. Found it here, so there it is. You know when it shows you it, but you don't know where it's at. Where's it? Okay, there it is. All right, so I'm gonna drag and drop it here. All right, boom, and then so now Alchemist has read my rainbow image, right? And look, it's giving me like you'll like this, Carlos. It's giving me hue information.
Oh, but I won't.
No, you won't.
It's giving me hue information for it. Look at this. And then, so from here, it says generate a variation.
Oh, yeah.
So ask me to generate a variation based off this image.
Do it.
So now it's giving me a variation on like it's picking the
blue leather, son.
Right?
Boom.
Or I can do it again here, and it'll keep generating off of that one. So I can clear this off, generate another variation. It should be able to give me a new one. There it goes. And it'll just keep going. Now, if I had a different texture in here, let's go with this asphalt. And then I generate. They give me the blue asphalt, So it's kind of cool if you find the right image. It might give you something that you've been looking for. If you try to do this alien landscape or something crazy like that. It's kind of cool. I just thought that was kind of cool. So this area is supposed to be like a look dev area for you to sit there and, tweak the number of colors. So look, so you could turn up the number of colors. And then you have these things called purity, brightness, lightness, deepness, darkness, medium. So let's do like representative. I don't know what that one is. So like that grabbed all the colors. I pulled up the colors and I generate. Okay, can I generate again? Must be thinking. Okay, cool. That's kind of cool. It's kind of weird, but kind of cool. If I change it to this guy here, and see if there's something different. Yeah. See. Okay. Cool. See, it's giving me like
whoa, that's nuts.
Weird hues. And like obviously base function is like, okay, this is kind of cool. But look, do you notice that the like colored parts, the incandescent parts, are actually reacting like water? You see that? So like,
yeah,
that part there. So like, obviously, this is a crazy color I did. I don't know if I can like. What if I do deepness? I don't know what deepness does. Ooh, okay, nice. So it does a bunch of different things. You like on the surface, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool, but you might not know what you would use that for. But like, I think this is one of those things where like we're not gonna know until like some crazy game is like, yo, we use Substance Alchemist for this, this, and this, and it was able to help us generate these, like, and then people are like, oh, I can use it for that, so it's kind of like how these things happen, like where you don't understand it right away. But look at this. So when there it is. I didn't have it on I had it minimized. Look at all the variations it's created. I didn't know it was doing.
Damn.
When I turn it up to 9 extra colors, it gives me variations of this texture. Oh, nice. So this is all I didn't know this was doing it. I had it minimized. Oh, cool. So this is that leather, and then it saves all this. So you see how you got this my first collection? I can then drag and drop this right here, Carlos and Mike, and I can start keeping some of these as my own. It creates your own library, So look at the asphalt one. That one's kind of cool. What it did, it looks like the normal one.
Are those libraries shareable? Like
yes, I can go. It's just a folder, and I can grab it and then share with the rest of the people on my team.
Oh, nice.
Look at this. So look at all these color variations it did. Oh, that's a cool one. Oh, that's nice. I like that one. And then obviously you can still go back in here and I'm only in the inspire section. So now if I go to the create section, if I pick one that we liked from that section, let's say it was, I don't know which one's good here. This guy here, this blue one. You get a good variation one. Hold on. Let's find another one here. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Dude, just from watching you.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Oh, it's a carpet, kind of.
Oh, it's carpet. I think something's real high on it, but like that's kind of cool.
I'm gonna put Substance Alchemist on my resume. I'm just gonna say, yeah, I watched him. I'm paying attention in everything he's doing. So
he's like,
I can recreate all this stuff.
Yo, this is kind of cool.
Create leather.
This is gold. This used to be gold, and now I have all these like different ones. Now, if I don't want to. So now what I can do is I can go back over to create. Okay. Now, create is like the bare bones one, right? So look, let's show you a new one.
But Charlie, this doesn't necessarily, you're not necessarily bringing in, say, your own model, and you're not trying to, this is just for creating textures.
It's just for creating textures, yeah.
Right.
For your models and stuff. But you can you can start, I'm using, just for the sake of like demo, I'm using all the pre-made stuff. But this create area, you can bring in all your stuff yourself and totally do it like that too.
Oh, nice.
This came with the program, this Moss.
Yeah. So then you go in here and you have layers like Photoshop, right? So I can go in here and change this to maybe we want it to be more of a brown, one like that.
Yeah, we do.
And then we can like change the toweling on this guy.
Wow. Dude, can you zoom in on the Moss at some point?
Yeah. So
holy shit.
So yeah, it's a little high, but we can take them. We can turn up the moss amount, because it's probably made for like about this distance.
Oh,
so we can
things.
Right, and then we can do the random seed in it. So just hit that a bunch of times, So cool. So say we have this, but now I want to go a step further, right? I want to take you down memory lane. Think about when you're Christmas time and the snow's falling just on the roof.
I was locked in my basement.
So look, I'm going to take...
And if you're watching this later, feel free to use the comment section under this video to talk about how Charlie is geeking out on some very geeky shit.
Yeah, this is cool. Anyway, powdered snow. Check this out. Watch this. Now you can mix these together. So I drag and drop this in. Oh, we got snow on the roof. And now we have all these different offsets.
I might have to grab a sweater.
Just a little bit here, right? Top material. Oh, there it is. That's about right. Carlos wants to change the color of the snow. Because it can be whatever you want it to be, Carlos, because you don't see color. Would you like a bunch of yellow snow on top of the roof? Sure you do.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw yellow snow at Carlos, and you're like, I don't see color.
But look at that. Down to like that. There's snow on there. It's showing off real well. You can change the material. And like you see this over here. So this over here is kind of like Photoshop. You guys are like this, you Photoshop heads. You guys are like this, where like I can then update all this stuff, change the blend mode of this guy to a color blend instead, or a height blend, or a curvature blend. And what? When I change it to the curvature blend, what happens, Carlos? Oh,
it curves.
It curves, but it says, "Oh, you only want the snow on top of the moss, also."
I like that.
Cool.
I like that part.
And then let's randomize it.
Dude,
boom! It's changing.
See, can we talk about like?
Oh, do you want full snow,
Charlie? Oh. This is like Charlie and Carlos shaking their fists at the kids. You don't understand. You don't understand. Like,
I've made snow from scratch. It sucks. I can show you old portfolio art tests of me trying to do a snowy igloo and like with ice and all this other stuff, painting it by hand. So there's another thing here, though. It gets more. You go here, right? At the top of here, you can say add layer. You can do import custom filter. Because there's a bunch of like presets here too. If I can find them for you guys. Where is that? Like this is made to like, okay, here. So right here. So you can like, these adjustment layer, right? You put an adjustment layer over top of it. And then what you do, and then you can start to say, all right, let's adjust the post sharpening of it. Let's adjust the hue, the saturation of it. You can do adjustment layers on top of adjustment layers. It's really nice. We want the reflections because you want more contrast when the light hits it. Oh, there it is. Or you want the snow to be like rough and not like shiny. It's really nice. But you have all these different things here. Look at this. Oh, I want a gravel generator just because. I don't know why there'd be gravel on the roof, but let's add it. So then,
by the way,
because that's gravel roof, duh.
Oh, true. Okay.
By the way, I just want to say your narrating for this is gold.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to start making YouTube tutorial videos.
You're like
I gotta try to be hilarious as possible.
You're like the Rob Moss of like 3D texturing.
Thanks, man. But no, so these generators is like that nod to like Substance Designer, where they can be like, yo, we want to give you the power to not just do it, superficially, but like go in here and really look. There's a lot of like really cool generators on here where like if you really sat here for like 2 hours and or like a day and sat there and said, okay, match color, there's normal to height, there's a paint, you can still do the same level of sophistication that you can do in Substance Designer in here, but like for an artist, like an environment artist that's not technical minded or more artistic, or a texture artist that's just trying to make certain texture sets for their environments and stuff, or students or whatever, you can still get in here. I mean, you see this like, automated one over here. And as a student, these base materials are cool, guys, but any professional is going to know when you're using all these things, right?
Right.
Even if you use Substance Share, even if you pay for it, you have the Substance library, right? And it's like thousands, they know, they're going to tell, right?
Yeah, it's like
the key here is to do it by hand and like take photos, build the stuff in and use the program how you're supposed to, and then bring stuff in, right? It's not too hard to go on Pinterest, go on Google, find things, prepare things in Photoshop, you can bring photos in and turn them into nice textures, and then have saved those in your collection, and then bring them into the create section and start using all the math nodes over here on the side here, like Rust or whatever, and trying to figure out new ways of like, how would I use this Rust generator on top of this snow or whatever. Like you can do, the artistry comes in how you put these stuff together, and then also how you present it on your website, right? It's not just good enough to show the final piece. Like you have to tell a story with each project that you make, and be able to show that art director or whoever's looking at your work that like you understand how to use this program, but you're an artist first and you're just using it to show this to fill a problem that you're trying to do in the current project you're working on.
Right.
That's what you have to remember. I mean, so many people get caught up with doing the base stuff over here, and it's not wrong to use these, but like just understand knowing how to do it if you didn't have these, right? If you don't have the fancy stuff, how would you make this work, right? And how would you like spend time on this? Look at this drip intensity. I even got an idea on how to use this now because look at this. It just like put a stain on the snow.
It looks like new rust.
Is it yellow?
Yeah, it's rusty. I bet you I can change the color. I bet you can take a snow by itself and try to make like a blood on snow shader.
Oh, look at that. See, using the old noggin.
See, you see what I'm saying? So like it's got I got it tiled way too high here, but like it's cool because you can like do a lot of different things. And look, you can add your own. Look, I can add my own like, oh, where's the rainbow texture? Let's find it. Here it is. I can add my own diffuse to this. And then like use that in my my whole shader here. I have to figure out how that works, but yeah. Okay, cool. Update all.
That's like my problem with like a lot of these artists who like kind of these people who don't really know how to use Photoshop, for example. Like I had a kid who was showing. I mean, he wasn't a kid. He was like he was a young dude, like in his 20s.
He was in his 40s.
He was like in his 40s. And he was showing me like his Photoshop work. He's a character artist. He draws characters beautifully, but he was showing me like his rendered like Photoshop work with the characters in it. And right away, like the first thing I noticed was the Photoshop brush of grass. And I was just like, dude, go back and delete that shit. It just looks so like beginners. Like when I see people like using like the obvious like came with the Photoshop brush presets, like the brush or the grass brush or like the leaf or the flowers, I'm like, get rid of that. That looks so tacky.
I mean, if you can flip that shit and make it look good, it don't matter, to me. But
I mean, like you can do whatever you want. You still know what unless it's like very, very, very thin or very like small. Like if you're gonna use it as like the texture of like fur or something, and then still manipulate that to like where it doesn't look like the actual like preset. What I like to do is like make my own brushes, which is actually that's like something that like I think everyone should try to do, even if it's just something very simple, a quick line, and then just I made my own chisel brushes, and it's fun. I mean, it's easy to do too. It's just for those who are looking to expand on their brush presets.
Yeah, for sure.
Working on that brush game.
Brush game strong with this one.
That might actually be a fun thing to do on one of these shows, is just spend some time investigating how to make different brushes.
My snowy rust. The other thing I like about this thing is like, what is this one here? Oh, you can mess with the displacement. So I knew the displacement was up way too high. Let's turn this shit down. There we go. Now we're working on something. The other thing I like about this too, can I go full screen with this? Enable shadows. Yeah. So the other cool thing about this is like you can actually since it's a full like PBR like viewport, I'm wondering, I haven't found it yet, but I'm thinking there's a way where you can like turn everything up, and like I would take this like screenshot here as my like thumbnail for my like ArtStation page or something like that. And now you got that whole like how you see all the artists have the like shader ball first, and then you show the actual texture. But it's it's kind of cool. Was there anything else with this? There's a bunch more with this, but I think this is it right now. When I go back, does it remember? It does remember. Okay. Look at it thinking. Look at it thinking.
That's a beautiful ball.
There it is. But I can go ahead and I can move these around though. I think, is there blending? I thought there was blending modes. Base material. Oh, you put a base material on top. And then add a color. And then how do you blend it? Is there a blending node? Is there a blend button? So I'll look at that more, but it's, I want to blend green into it. Oh, I wonder if you have to turn it on, like enable advanced parameters, ambient occlusion. Yes, give me that. Give me all
the Grinch ball.
Trying to figure it out. I don't see it. Oh well. Oh well. But yeah, this is cool. This is Substance Alchemist. I want to figure out. I don't remember where it is, but I want to figure out where you go. I saw it in the preview. I think it's create. Can I clear this? Okay.
Keep creating.
Can I just select all these and say, get out of my face? Nope. All right, that's going to be annoying. Okay. I think if I drag and drop the image in here, I can like, yeah, I can. So if I drag and drop that image, maybe I can show you that stitching I was telling you guys about. And then we'll be good. It'll be good to go. We'll be done. Yeah, see, look at this. Okay, cool. So when you drag and drop an image in the create section, you can either do bitmap to material, which remember is that old program. This is where it's housed now. You can do a multi-angle to material, or you can say use bitmap. So the multi-angle would be if you took a bunch of pictures of your shirt at different angles, it's going to then go in and stitch all those angles together and then allow you to create all the other maps needed to make it look like it's like a shirt, like material or texture. I think you could do that with a bunch of different stuff. Don't think of it just with fabrics. You could probably do it with like, any type of like picture you have, or like, oh, I bet you that could be a cool way of doing rocks and stuff. I wonder. Interesting. So I'm gonna have to try that, but this time I'm gonna try bitmap to material. Hit OK. Look at this. Okay, cool. So now I have my image. Remember, this is that like really cool like. So it brought it in, as a crazy Technicolor, and then what I guess I can do is I click on this guy. I can do random. It's gonna try to do random, and then is it a dielectric material or is it metallic? Dielectric is like basically non-metal, and then metallic is metal. So I want it to be dielectric, and then like you have this whole surface scale here. Dang, this thing is thinking. You got the height scale here. Light removal. I'm gonna remove the light, so it takes the light out of the scene. I picked the worst image to use, but I did this on purpose to see if I can make sense.
The computer to work.
Yeah. So I did light removal. So then you can go in here and you need to take out my lighting. The shadows, yep. Ambient occlusion removal. All right. There we go. Let's get this on some other surface so I can figure it out. There we go. Plane. And then I need to, where is that? I need to turn off the toweling. You don't need to towel it. Where are you at? It's going to be not in height, not in light removal. It's going to be image import. Nope. Base material. I needed to be a wood fabric. There it is. Found it. Fabric setting. And then doesn't really supposed to have any roughness to it. Oh, where is it? Where you at? Okay, go back to image import base material. Okay, cool. The only thing I don't see is the like roughness. I mean, the toweling. Oh, I wonder if it's here. Oh, there it is. So if I go big with this, so if I get this down to 0 and 0, I'm gonna say you should be there. It is 1 to 1. But why texture? I don't want you to rotate it. Boom. Can I just be 0? Okay, there we go. Okay, now I can see if I can get something. All right, there's.
Wow.
Not yet. Not yet.
I know you're not finished, but this is still.
No, I was just saying it's getting there. All right, so now let's go and start changing the height. Medium stuff is here. Small details. Large ones. Yeah. Slope. Not too much. Height. Nope. I need normal gloss. There we go. Base value.
That's kind of crazy.
Turn this down. Still not getting anything yet, but it's getting there.
It looks like a quilt.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So this is just first time I did this one here because then you have all this other stuff here. Where so do I add this during? Is there a normal here? There's a big amount of material here, but I don't. This is just doing all the like fixing your stuff. Oh, wait a minute. That did something. Nope. Okay. Oh, that's why. So there's your shadows. I need a normal on this thing. Really? There we go. There it is. So if you change the, there it is.
Add a little shine to it.
Yeah. Well, right now it's got like a base value of like 0.3. So like it's too shiny. It's thinking it's like chrome or something. So I'm gonna turn it down so it could be more like quilt. I was seeing which way it was going. So if I do it like this, so now it shouldn't be shiny. Yeah. Like over here. Cool. See, I'm gonna really keep going on this and then seeing what it does after that. So I'm wondering now, do I just like add like textile wear on top of it?
Shiloh says that Mike's pirate cat is looking pretty good.
Nice.
Oh, you see that?
That is funny.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Kitty crossbones. That's funny.
Tears. You do little tears in the fabric.
Huh.
That's crazy. So then the fabric fibers should be what, like brown, or like I would need more colors there actually. Cause I don't want it to be orange where it's orange. I guess that's the base color underneath. Oh, it's the base color underneath. Okay, we won't do jet black because that's like demon black. It's not really real. We'll do like a gray. So we got these like crazy tears. Let's put this on a cube. No. Oh, it's got holes in it. Nice. I didn't realize it's got a level of transparency to it. Okay, hold on. Where's my sphere? Or around it here. Nice. Need a better light.
That's the wackest looking pencil holder.
It's got like holes in it. So you can see through to the other side. Nice. Gonna put tears
That's really cool. That's actually super cool.
There it is. You can see that.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, but it's a horrible pencil holder.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what it'd be good on. A rounded cube. There it goes. Okay. I can make the tears bigger. This is like that old like quilt that your cat got a hold of or something.
Of course, the cat.
Pirate cat.
Damn it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you change the angle.
The cat's a swashbuckling nincompoop, getting into the fabric and all, shaving people's heads.
Wait, what?
Oh, he has no idea what I'm talking about. He's like, fuck. Wait, what?
It's looking old now. Yeah, this makes me want to like. I really got to like dive in to this guy. I don't know what happened to my lighting, but it's like not helping me out right now. I need to add my own HDRs in here. Everything got like dark. There we go. That's a little better. Huh. That's kind of cool. I got a mouse that like nothing worse than when the scroll wheels doesn't work in 3D programs. The gaming mouse I have, that's a pet peeve. They get mad at me. I use a stupid little ugly mouse here on, but I like it because the scroll wheel is beautiful. Like I go to middle mouse button when you hold it down is usually like reserved for like panning, and if that shit's not working, it's like not fun town for me. Height modulation. What is that gonna do? Ooh, it gets a little height. Noise blur. Yo, I bet you if I have this in like a different program, it's gonna look. Once I get some real lighting on this, add some dirt to it. Ooh, too much dirt. Get some edge protecting. Turn down the spread. Let's get some like yellow stains for Carlos.
Perfect.
Yeah, this is kind of. And then let's go back to the textile wear. Turn down the size a bit. I think this textile wear it creates banding when you turn up too high, because the texture underneath is like this zebra print that they're trying to do. That they made it like I bet you I don't know why they made it that way, but I bet you if they had some other texture underneath there, like when I do black, like nothing's. I mean that's better, because now it looks. You don't see the banding, but I want it to go away totally. Like, or give me, or like change the toweling on that. So I don't get this banding here. I'd rather it be just like a, I don't know, like a see-through image, like just a solid color. You know, like it's like, I don't know. It creates like what's called like it's like wavy lines, hard to look at type of deal. Oh, there it is. Fiber opacity, is that it? Yeah, okay. Just turn down to 0. Perfect. So now it's totally see-through. Now they're really holes. Then if I turn the tears up.
That's cool.
Oh, it's kind of random too. It's not doing what I anticipated. It goes really small. Oh, tear size, wait a minute. There it goes. And then like, all right, interesting. Huh. Yeah, this is cool. Okay, so pick screen color. We're gonna go with this guy here. All right, nice. Nice. So now I probably can save this. I can do color variation on top of this whole thing. Oh, that's how you change the color. So I changed the color of the. Nice. I can change the color of the actual like overall color and then add my own colors on top now. So it'll be different from the rainbow color that I had before. So I'm using the textures pattern, you know, but not using the original colors on that texture anymore and make it whatever I want. So if I want more muted or subdued colors, but like this, their color picker is from like the 90s, so they need to really update that. like Windows 95 color picker. Look at this. Like I'm embarrassed for them. Like, what is this?
That's like Tim Burton colors.
That's funny.
Like, look at this. Like, this is not. They can get no jiggy to this. Oh man, that's super interesting that you can bring in your own. Or you can change it. I don't know why I keep. Yeah, that's cool. But then can I just do custom variation? Oh, does it do it for you? Yo, that's sick, son.
Oh, damn.
So if I take off this like color count and only do a couple. Yep.
That looks like an abandoned thing that you would find at like a circus. Like an old circus.
Like Mommy Dearest's like blanket, you know. It's been sitting just in somebody's like garage for 7 years.
Looks like the
Chicago.
Looks like a bag of cotton candy that you dropped in the back of your closet and you found it like 2 years later.
Yo, it is nasty brown. I'm keeping it. Yo, love it.
Nasty.
That's just horrible, Charlie.
That looks like
I can put a splatter.
Scarecrow from Batman. It looks like Scarecrow's mask.
Nice. Yeah. I can put a splatter. So that means I can add new materials like drag and drop them in. Oh, snap.
The words that you always want to hear. That looks nasty. Let's add splatter.
Oh, a little AO. So it's making little rings around, like the little burnt holes. That's nice. It's too random. It looks ugly though right now. It's too random, but like it's cool. I can like vary that up. Oh, it's a grid size thing? Nope. Like somebody just has a bunch of like coffee cup burnt. Yeah, we can't do this one. Splatter. I understand what you need to do, Splatter, but I don't have enough maps for you. Embossing. I'm sure that's gonna be done like what they do in Photoshop. Emboss distance. Emboss intensity. Oh, yeah. I know.
Me and Long Arm are on the same page. He said, looks like Scarecrow's mask.
Yeah. See, let's see if I can put it on a different notepad. I think I turned on shadows. And that's what's like. I think where did I find that at? There's the shadows button.
Is that one of the guys you made?
This is in preset. No, it's one of the guys. These are one of the presets. Just a view that ones I'm doing.
And does this thing let you like break up the different materials and stuff, or is that not what this is for?
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
Okay. Like different. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can. Do all that too.
Preset. Like, I wonder what the point of it is to add that character in.
You know, you can just see your texture over different surfaces, how it wraps and stuff around.
Oh, I get that. Okay, that makes sense.
Like here is like closest thing you have to a head. So like, look, okay, cool. So I know that this is gonna be transparent. See straight through instead of being just on like a flat plane. There we go. I just had my exposure down. That's why. There we go. Now we can see it. It's a little high in the front though. Hold on. There we go. There it is. Now you kind of appreciate the dinginess. Yeah, so I would say check out Alchemist. It's in open beta. They officially come out. They put it in beta for a year, and then they'll officially come out with it next year. But if you have like the Substance Suite or you pay for it, you can get it for free and have it and it's a stable build so you can use it and all that good stuff. So I would say check it out.
That's pretty good stuff there, Chuck.
Yeah, it's cool. Next time I do, and I was trying to do something different than the traditional, rock or like snowy thing, or like, it's like looks like a swamp or like all that. This one was kind of cool because I like the idea of like making fabrics and stuff. In this one too, that some of the other hard to make materials. Verdict's still out on this like tear thing, but I like where they're going with it. If they keep adding, make it tiled. They keep adding like different things like this where I can like automatic tile it. Adding little helpers and stuff and little generators on top of them. That's kind of cool. I would say let's go. Keep going. Cool. So check it out.
Nice. Should we bring this one in for a landing?
Yes.
Sure.
Ruby.
Oh, there it is. Base color. Normal map. Roughness. Metallic. Height. Ambient occlusion. Classy. There's your this is based all off this scan. Specular. That's kind of cool. There's all my textures right there. Oh, awesome. I didn't see that button up there. 3D, 2D. Cool. I'm done.
Excellent.
Dude, I'm glad this is fun, man. We're all just like getting lost in our own stuff.
Yeah, it's
like we're all doing different things too, like things that I wouldn't be capable of doing.
Sure it is. Sure it is. You just choose to do other stuff.
Certainly, I wouldn't be able to do Chuck stuff, which is fine by me.
Sure, you could. You just choose to say that.
Oh, I know. I choose to say that.
Charlie's not the one to be coming up with excuses and stuff. Charlie will call you out on your bullshit comment.
Statistically, I found from teaching at the Mike. Statistically, I found from teaching, some of the best students are students that can draw and think in 2D. I've taught people from knowing nothing freshman year and got them all the way to senior to graduate jobs at EA and other places. A lot of times the ones that did the best, not all of them, the ones that did the best are the ones that could draw.
Charlie's that dude.
Nice, man. That's awesome.
Charlie will put you on your path.
Yeah, 2D artists are good, man. I think sometimes 2D artists gets in their heads that they can only do 2D, and it's not really true.
Well, I mean, it's not. For me, it's just more of like a
want, right?
I prefer 2D, not like screw 3D, but it's just here's the thing. I feel like I tend to stray off of first I started with animation, then I strayed away from that to character design, then storyboarding, then doing books, and then doing banners and graphic and stuff. And I'm just figuring like, okay, I don't want to be the jack of all trades type guy, and I think I am at that point. But I feel like I'm also the master of at least some of them, So
right.
No, you can have a want and a passion, and that's the one you go with. But like the skill set you do to do amazing 2D work and figuring out how to do that stuff, shading all that stuff, it's the same skill set that any 3D artist could do. So you could do it. And so like you said, it's your focus. Your focus, you go with what your focus lies on the most. So if the focus lies on 2D artwork and doing all that stuff the most, and it's the most consistent out of what that is, and obviously you do that, and you don't do other stuff. But I was just saying in terms of like, learning that thing, like you'd be able to probably pick up ZBrush pretty well. You just didn't know it because like
ZBrush is
it's like a sculpting program and stuff like that in 3D. You got to think of like if we want to talk about the masters and stuff like that, Leonardo da Vinci, all those guys that could do multiple things, at multiple things, from painting to like inventing to like sculpting, those are basically 2D artists that did those. That's what they're known for first, and they start moving into other stuff.
No,
because their minds varied, wandered in different spots, right? Which one was it? Da Vinci?
Da Vinci was the baddest MF of all time,
right? Was that the one who did it all, and then after a while would like have princesses to do stuff for him, but like he did it all though, right? He would paint.
He was an inventor. He painted. He drew. He cut people up and drew the muscles and all that stuff.
Yeah. So like, just think about that. Multi-brained individuals. That's kind of what you guys come from. But cool,
you guys.
So Mike, get out there and do something amazing.
Do it now.
Keep doing it.
I'm doing whatever I can right now. Just
do it now.
I'm doing what I can.
Chopper.
I need to make some bread.
Yeah. That's both, sir. I got kids to feed. Yep, that's cool. I get you.
Man, I'm in no room to have kids.
Most people aren't until you get kids, and then all of a sudden you figure it out.
You're like, oh, okay,
we can do this. Yeah.
I'll have a wife, and after that, whether I have kids, we have kids or not, it's
a wife is a good place to start.
Yes.
It's hard to have kids if you don't have one of those.
Well, it'd be kind of weird if I just adopted a kid. Just say, hey, come live with me in my back house.
Well, yeah, if you say it like that, probably not gonna get through the paperwork.
Yeah.
I should quit talking while I'm ahead. I think I'm getting those late night vibes.
Time to wrap it up.
Yeah, right.
That's all good. Yeah, I have a 9 a.m. flight. Let's go.
Ooh, nice.
Where are you
I
flying?
wanted to come talk to you guys, so I had to come back, and I had to do this. I got started with the packing, and I felt I'm in a good spot. I do 3 things in the. Let's go do the podcast. Monica's like, "You're doing the podcast tonight? Don't you have to?" Yeah, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Where are you flying off to tomorrow?
I'm flying off to Savannah. I'm going to Savannah College Art and Design. They have their Commotion 2019 event, which is a student-run festival for the motion design degree at Savannah, where they bring out all the major studios in the country, and it's kind of like a portfolio event. So Savannah, I went down there a couple of months ago, or a month ago or so, for their portfolio event, which is their big career fair at the big convention center, where Charlie had to talk to 400 people by himself.
Holy cow!
Because that's how things happen at work, and it was just me. So I found that out when I got out the car at the hotel. And by talking to the test,
surprise.
I'm not built that way, because I was tired. I was tired last year with a person there with me from work. To do it by myself, probably won't do that again.
So let's see, Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah. SCAD, top 5 art school in the country. I would dare say probably top 3.
Savannah, Georgia. This is a small city.
Small city, but Savannah is like, college is huge, because this college is not one central place; it's throughout the whole city. And what SCAD does is go through and buy up different buildings, because Savannah itself is an old school like port town off the river. That like, it's like, so if you see it and you go, it's right next to South Carolina, and like you literally go over a bridge and you be like smack dab in South Carolina, and then you're in the area of like Hilton Head. It's right around that area. So like, and people go down there for like, you got the beaches and all that stuff. But like, if you look at Savannah itself, and you got like riverboats and like big industrial like factories off the river where they're doing importing and exporting and all that other stuff, it's crazy. It's a crazy town. It looks like, if I give you a vibe, Savannah's like New Orleans in look and feel, but like spotless and clean, because it's like the old school southern town. You know what I'm saying? So like in the middle of the streets on the what are they called? Carlos, help me out. They're called
the dividers.
Yeah, what are those called? They're called Chicago. They're called not lanes. They're called boulevards. Or no. They're called not parkways.
I wouldn't know, because I've never even been there yet. So
anyway, like in the middle of the street, there's huge old school like southern style like weeping willow trees, like very like iconic. Makes you want to take a picture of them for later, like that type of tree, like huge, like been there like 200 years type of tree. And the whole city has trees like this. It feels like you're in the bayou, but you're in the South. It's straight, southern South, not like deep South, but like it's a really nice southern town, and all the buildings are historical, and SCAD does a good job of like redoing the buildings, so they're all in their original like historical like glitz and glam, which is really cool. You have people walking around on like it's an open carry city. And
booze.
Yes. So people just
okay, not like guns.
No. People just
the South. I mean,
but open carry in terms of like booze. Like walking around, and like you hear people giving tours about like, in this town back in 17, whatever. And like it's kind of cool. You have old school like, movie theaters from like the 50s that are still perfect condition.
That's
and
awesome.
It's a cool hideaway if you want to go for like a weekend trip, side of the country. It's really good. Like I didn't know anything about Savannah. I knew about SCAD, but knew of SCAD. But once I gone down there, I fell in love with the school. It's really cool. We use that as a recruiting tool. We've had an intern there from last year. He's doing amazing work. But they bring all the big studios come down. So if I look at Commotion, like I have here on my screen here, and I go Commotion, they've done it for 4 years now. It's totally student run. So these students, and maybe because SCAD is like one of those top 5 or 4, 3 schools.
Mm-hmm.
I would say top 3 actually, because they just won a big thing in GDC, the student competition. One of their teams won, which is a way they like go against like Cal Arts and like all the other big schools, Ringling and all those guys. If I show you, this is number 10. I've actually been doing this for 10 years, and like let me show you like the companies that are coming, which is technically my competition. This is why I'm going down tomorrow. I've already got meetings.
Charlie got competition?
Yeah. Well, I really don't have competition because I'm gonna pick over people before anybody gets there on Saturday, because the company's probably gonna tell them to fly out Saturday morning or Friday night. I'm gonna come in on Friday afternoon and walk around campus and get the VIP treatment before everybody gets there.
Nice.
Because I already got like a list of students from program chairs. It's great. Anyway, let me show you this. The team is all students, but like, where is the attendees? Here it is. It's got really good. So here's all the companies, right? Align Media, AMC, Antidote Studios, awesome. These are, if you're into like motion graphics or broadcast or whatever, some of these companies are guys that do like the title sequences you'll see for movies. Not necessarily movies. Some of them might have a visual effects wing to them, but like a lot of them, like that's their bread and butter, like title sequences and all those good things, commercials, different things like treatments for like like the Grammys or like music award shows and stuff like that. Just different things like that. Stuff you see on TV, like cool title stuff. And then you got other stuff like Facebook and stuff, but Buck is a big company that does all that cool stuff. Effects Network got a couple of big networks, so they've got a bunch of different people. Imaginary Forces is a powerhouse. Next Now is an amazing company. Swarovski is a big one in Chicago.
Way to reach for that raise.
Oddfellows. There's a bunch of places, and maybe you haven't heard of the Vibe. It's gonna be there. Vice News and stuff like that. They have a
cool
creative department. We Are Royals, another good one. Maptic is another experiential. Look, they put the experiential picture right by me. You think you slick. Commotion. Not Real. Gredo. So they got a bunch of companies. It's not a huge list this year. But it's got some like people in it because they understand about finding new talent.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the students put on a nice title sequence with all the companies' names and stuff like that. This is Daniel Whitaker. He was our intern last year, but I found him as a sophomore, and I kind of wish I found him like 2 years from now. I had him early. Now he's becoming badass. Shout out to Daniel out there. And like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get him. I think I heard through the grapevine, through my Facebooks, and like he's got an internship at the Mill in New York City this summer.
Damn it!
It's like, well, we need a singer, but yeah, go Daniel. You're doing a great job. I'm rooting for you, buddy. But he was the creative director. He's the creative director for the title sequence. And then Jason, I see you out there too. I saw your portfolio. You were doing pretty good. Art director, these two good. This is why I'm going down early, because I'm talking to people before these other big ones get to them. Because I'm like, you actually work here. You have to get coffee. I'll pay you. Paid internship. How about that for experience? So it's a full thing, right? 9:00 on Saturday. It'll be a long weekend for me. 9:00 on Saturday, I check in at the SCAD Museum Theater, which is a crazy museum of fine art that SCAD has some crazy cool like exhibits in there, but it's just for a school. And then we got student showcase, opening statements, group lunch, panel discussions, portfolio reviews from 3 to 6. They got me working like a dog all day. And then I got another senior grad reception at 6:30 to 8. Then I do it again on Sunday. That's supposed to be the Lord's Day, but I'm working. Start again at 9 o'clock, end again at 8:30. Got portfolio reviews in between there. Friday night, I'll probably try to meet with people and talk to people.
Go to church.
It'd be cool.
Gotta go to church, man.
Southern. You can find somewhere down there.
Yeah, man, do the Southern Baptist Church.
I don't know about Baptist, but cool. Yeah, but more of a non-denominational type of guy.
Or Seventh-day Adventist. The ones where like, they touch you, you just go.
I don't want that either. Like, I want to be able to understand what they're saying. All that like humming. Hey, stop. My dad grew up Baptist, so I understand that. We grew up non-denominational. That's what he grew up. We didn't grow up Baptist. So I've been like, that's instant fall asleep type of stuff. And no, let me stop. I grew up in the church, so I understand. The gospel music's great though. You know, can't beat that.
Yeah.
So cool. I'm actually looking forward to like the panels and the lectures because they got this dude named Orion from Buck, right? Yo, Orion. Dad and mom was on the ball when they named him Orion. Look at him. He looks like an Orion, you know?
He looks like an Orion, he does.
Dude looks like he's like got a story to tell. Like
he looks like he's about to glow and fly away.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if he was like a Navy comptroller or something like that. Like Navy SEAL, like he was part of SEAL Team 6 and decided when he was done, I'm gonna go be a creative. Like that's what I feel like he's gonna tell me when I hear his keynote's not gonna be for me, but still, it should be interesting to hear him.
He looks like a bald John C. Reilly.
It's he's got hair there. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, almost a little bit.
Scary man. You know, so like there's a bunch of people talking, which will be interesting. And I'm interested in going. And the networking, all that good stuff, the peacocking, all that stuff will be great. No, it should be cool. I didn't get to go to this last year, and everybody at the career fair was like, "Oh, if you want motion students, you got to go to Commotion." And I'm like, "What? This sounds like more money. What?" I was like, looked at my boss. We're gonna stay for another week. Maybe next year. And I didn't think I was gonna go this year. And then we have a new art director. My boss and the owner was gonna go down, and then now it's us. So they turned it over to us.
Nice.
Just means that like Charlie has been on a plane a lot in the last month. Carlos, no, I've been on a plane a lot in the last month. This is more than I've flown more in the last month than I've flown in my whole life. I think. I think it's been like a couple different trips. I don't know if I can do I like the flying. I don't like the landing. I don't like the taking off.
Oh well, those all last within.
Actually, no, those are the important parts.
Yes, those are very important parts. That's what I'm saying. like I had to go to another place lately, and like I was like, the landing there was rough. It was like a hard landing. I was like, yo, first time in this part of the country, and this is the kind of landing I get. Great, Mm-hmm. But everything else about that trip went good. But yeah, it's cool. I'm super excited to go. And like, yeah, if you're looking at pictures of like Savannah, I almost went to Savannah College of Art and Design. Thankfully, I didn't because I wouldn't have met Carlos. But I decided not to live with my aunt during my college years, and so I had to get out of state costs. And I was like, cool, I'll just go here because I was instructed to stay west of the Mississippi or east of the Mississippi because I tried to go west, and my mom was like, your sister has to go to school too. I was like, that sounds like a second born.
No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
I was like, that sounds like a second born problem. I'm in the pinnacle spot. I'm the truth here. She's riding the bench at this point, Mom.
Right.
Come on. Like, I'm the one who's gonna make it out of Indiana. Not so much that didn't really work. Because then she threatened me to go to community college after I said that. So I stopped talking to the cool. I'll play.
Yeah, that's a good move.
I'll be a team player. Chicago. Cool. She's like, oh, okay, we can see that one. I was like, cool. Because I don't think there's anywhere else.
Yeah, legit nowhere else.
Gonna give me the big city experience, and meet different people and culture and the food. Oh, the food's great.
Ooh, the food.
Getting nice here, but Carlos, I did mess up. That next day, after the podcast, it snowed.
Ooh.
Last week when I was like, oh, it's nice weather. It's great. It snowed.
Yeah, you can't talk smack until like May 16th.
Into April, like into May. Like, you're going into June. You could be okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it snowed. It flurried. I was like, what are you doing? I just thought back to the podcast last week.
You're in Chicago, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, what was it like a couple months ago with that snow?
Oh, stupid.
The snow or the being colder than Antarctica.
Just literally living in like 50 freezers.
Living in somewhere that's not anywhere on the earth. Yeah, because it was colder than Antarctica. It was 20 below. Yeah. It's like, let's go stand outside on the moon for a minute.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like. Me, I had to go outside to feel it. I had to see what it was like. Well, I had to go outside to go look at the super bin that were the ComEd guys making sure people's power was still on. My house lost power that night.
Oh no.
My house had a brownout basically. My den here was fully powered, internet and everything, and I'm chilling. And I'm like, ooh, I'm a little chilly. I get up, open the door, it was like something out of a movie. See breath. I was like, wait a minute. It's cold in this house. I listen upstairs. I hear the sound machines going in my daughter's room and my room. I'm like, cool. We got power upstairs in the rooms, but there's no power in the bathroom upstairs. I go downstairs. It's getting colder. I'm like, why house that's been built in 1930 do you pick out of all the nights you pick to have a brownout? You picked the coldest night in the history of Chicago.
I've never
had power.
I've never heard of a brownout.
I know. I think that was
they have them in LA all the time.
That was some miracle type stuff because I said a brownout because loss of power be meaning the whole house has been gone.
Right.
I had half power, which maybe is a credit to this old school house. I don't know. There's some way that the power was on, but I'm just going to chalk it up to a miracle and say thanks, God. Because like I then was able to take space heaters, throw them in my room, like watch the heat because it was already 2:00 in the morning when it happened, and said, okay, cool. Ava's room's getting dark, getting colder. Grab Ava, put her in my bed, put 2 space heaters on, crank them up high, close the door, and basically we slept 80 degrees in my room. But when I open that door in the morning,
Yes. Might as well have been outside.
Oh my god! It didn't feel like I had walls. Literally, just like walking my hallway. It felt like something out of a movie. I was watching my breath walking down the hallway to get downstairs, and I'm like, there's nothing on down here. It's just cold. The only thing that worked was like the fan in the bathroom downstairs, which is like, what? Like, what? They had a little heater to it. I could have kept it on.
You're like the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland. You can see your own sentences. Like, who are you?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Then I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like, I don't know when the power is going to go out. I'm going to have to, like, now you're thinking about, cool. It's like 9 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. At that time, it's the coldest. So it's legit negative 24. So that's the time they tell you, hey, you might want to stay home. Don't leave. Actually, they're telling you, don't leave your house right now until the temperature, gets.
And if you live next to old people, go check in on them.
So now I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm one of those people that don't have power right now. I have power upstairs, and the kids are just playing upstairs in the room. Like, yeah, it's great in here. Cool.
We're making snowmen.
There's like some power. So they're watching TV. It's like, yay, Monica's cool. My wife is chilling. She's like, okay, cool. We're good right now until we have to leave this room. So then I'm like, how long is this going to be? Because this is the beginning of the cold. We had 2 days of negative 24 below. Ugh. So I was like, okay. So we called Comcast and everything, and luckily the neighbor next door called it because I didn't call it fast enough because I didn't know. I called it the night before and did like one of those like online things of like, yes, I need help, and got no word. And then I looked outside around 9 o'clock. I saw a ComEd truck. I'm like, oh, yes. So I was calling my neighbors and stuff like that. My other neighbor gave me space heaters, extra space heaters. That sucks my power. So I can't, those things suck. You put them on the same breaker, it kept breaking. It kept like tripping my breaker. So I'd have to go. So then I'd be like, this is it. We have no power. And I realized, okay, the space heaters is tripping my breaker. I would have power in just certain areas.
Yeah.
So, like, it was weird. So I go outside. And then like I'm like, yo, I don't have any power too. And the comment guy's like, you don't got any power? Dude is legit. 2 dudes are on the top of the like power line. Like just I don't know how they're surviving. They didn't have like crazy thermal suits on. They had like regular like construction worker guy stuff out. And I go back out there, dude's beard is like white with icicles off the beard. I'm like, oh my God. I wish you were my dad. Like you seem like the hardest, like, you know, determined individual. Like I don't know. They got my respect that day. I was like, that's ridiculous. Like he's got to go home. Like imagine having to go to work, knowing you have to go to work on that day. Like no, like night before, knowing that like you got to get up, maybe put a couple extra underwear on, and try to like go out and work. But it's kind of like you know, humanitarian work type deal because you're giving power to some like kid because like the neighbors next door had 2 little kids and they're like literally huddled in a section. They have a uncle that kind of helped them get it like space heater like type working going on, but their house had no power to it. So like it was like, you know, what do you do? Like because now you got to think about cars don't work. Like one of my cars, which is only like 5-6 years old, and it was paid off. That stuff just didn't start that morning. I have a brand new car that started, but like at that degree, like cars just not working sometimes, no matter how new it is. Like, so I'm like, how are we going to get to like my mother-in-law's house or whatever, you know, to like, if it was like a badder situation or a worse situation, you know, like it's like, it was crazy. So yeah, that wasn't a great experience, but they got it back on to like ComEd's credit. They got it back on by 11 o'clock. So, you know,
for them, man.
And then like, yeah, it was crazy.
You're telling me some horrific shit that I probably could never deal with, like living in the Midwest with like the snow, and you're talking about you're praising space heaters right now. Meanwhile, it's like 63 degrees, and I'm bitching out with the space heater myself right behind me.
Why do you even think right now? Does it get really cold in your house at night?
I do easily get cold.
Oh yeah, Chicago would kill you.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Man. Poor guy.
Actually, no, you know that's wrong. I usually get hot. Like when it usually is cold, I tend to get like really warm anyways. So I always kind of like end up just sleeping with like the sheets or even just without blankets sometimes.
And you think you'd be safe, but you're not.
Yeah, you're not.
Because what would happen is you'd warm up, you get a little moist, and then you go outside, and that's it. You're done.
A little moist.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done. I wake up like at like the wee hours in the morning, and I'm like, okay, I got to put a blanket on, or else something's gonna like grab my leg. because I'm 33 years old and I still believe in the boogie monster. So
that's some I was about to say that's some little kid logic right there. I was gonna ask you, I was gonna press you on that. Like, wait a minute, what do you mean you wake up in the wee hours of the morning and you cover yourself up not because you're cold, but so you can protect yourself from the man that grabs your legs? You have no blanket.
Wait a second. How did you know it was a man? Charlie, are you in my room?
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know why you're like contenting me to being a boogeyman. You know, am I hiding in the shadows, this dark black figure that's waiting to grab your legs?
No, I didn't say anything about. Wait, is this a racial thing you're saying?
I don't know. Is it? I'm just asking you. Is that what you think when you thought about me being in the room, or is that how you view the boogeyman? We can dive into how you think.
Like, it could have been anything. It could have been a woman.
Okay, cool. So you have some dark woman.
No,
with long fingernails.
You hear that, Carla?
Tell me how this makes you feel when you forget to put the blanket on your legs and she grabs your leg.
When Carly grabs my legs, it's satisfying. When
okay, cool.
When the boogeyman grabs my legs, it's dissatisfying.
I feel like this is the way you said it. That's like I feel like my kids are gonna say that one day. Daddy, could you put the blanket on me so the boogeyman doesn't grab my legs? I'm like, oh, you have the same problem Mike has.
They're like, we know Mike. He's told us his stories.
The boogeyman really likes him.
Daddy, we were fine until we watched the last episode of Sketch Zone.
Right? No, it's great. But let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap this up. Charlie's got to leave tomorrow. Or actually later today.
Yeah. Charlie's got a better reason to be tired amongst all of us. It's freaking 3 a.m. for him.
Yeah.
2:00. Yep.
2 is it a 2-hour difference or 3-hour difference?
It's 2:00, 1:57
from Chicago, yeah. Hey Mike, if people want to follow up with you and if they want to scoop this free book that you're giving away, where can they find you / scoop up this book?
All right, so they can find me. Where I usually post all my stuff is on my Instagram. Just type in Mike S Art. So it's my first name, last name, and the word art. So it's Mike ESSA Art combined into one. MIKESSART. I will type that in, and yeah, hit me up. I think what's his name? Landon Wilson. I believe he was the one that just hit me up. Or he added
Landon Wilson. Mike is coming to grab your foot while you sleep. You win.
I'll autograph the big fat toe.
Nice. Why's it got to be a fat toe?
Okay, fine. It doesn't
are you fat shaming his toe?
I'm fat shaming his the fat toe. I gotta fat shame every fat toe.
Hey, how about you, Charlie?
You can find me in a couple of different places. You can find me on my website at cardcollective.com/Charlie B. Williams. You can Google me, Charlie B. Williams 3, Charlie B. Williams 3. Google me. I come right up in Google. I dominate the Google game, so check it out. And then if you need inspiration, reference, and all the other good stuff above, I have currently 38,000 influential followers on Pinterest each month. It's how many people I touch with the amazing things that I curate and put out. Yeah. So check it out. That's Pinterest.com/CharlieBW3. Check out a board. Add board to your collection. Inspire. Look up good stuff. I like it. It's great. Check it out. Get it in your life.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. And Jack didn't make it, but you can find Jack at sketchbookjack.com and sketchbookjack everywhere else. I'm Carlos. You can find me at coconutjustice.com or coconutjustice everywhere else. Thank you, gentlemen, for hanging out chat. Yeah, thank you. Long Arm. Thank you, Landon. Thank you. Who else was there?
Shout out to Brittany.
There's Shiloh. There's Dave. There was Brittany.
Yep.
Dave Atsy. I think I said Dave Atsy. And those. I forgot you. I'm scrolling, trying to make sure I got everyone. Long Arm. Thank you. And again, Landon. Yeah, so thank you guys for sticking in there with us and joining in the chat. Sketch Zone, you can find us at sketch.zone. If you are watching on YouTube, there's a subscribe button down there. Go ahead and click that, and then there's a little bell button right next to that. Click on that every time we go live or every time we upload any kind of content, you'll be alerted. If you're watching on Twitch, which I don't know if I don't think we're streaming on Twitch right now, but if you're watching on Twitch, it's up there somewhere. Go ahead and click on that. Subscribe. Do me a favor. If you're watching this, go to youtube.com/coconutjustice and subscribe there too. I'm coming out with content there every week as well. Sketch Zone. Go to sketch.zone and you'll see we're on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Behance. Or no, that's me actually. We're all over the place. If you go to sketch.zone, you'll see everything that's there. We're on Facebook and Twitter and everything. And if you're on Instagram, instagram.com/sketchzonepodcast. And if you want to do the fun prompt, which is a cat hairdresser on a pirate ship, go ahead and draw that. Share it on Instagram and tag us. Go through and actually tag us. Don't just at Sketch Zone Podcast us. Go through and tag us. And that way we will share it. Everyone will be able to see your work. And then we will take a look at the beginning of the show like we do every show.
Here's one right here.
Actually, yeah. We got one submission that is being worked on currently.
Yeah,
it needs a little work.
Damn.
It's a good start. Good start.
Yeah, keep it going.
But yeah, that's what we like to do. We like to thank you, Landon, for reminding me. We like to share and have the community give feedback and everything. And that is why we have a Discord channel that Landon just reminded me about. If you go to tinyurl.com/sketchzonediscord, you will go over there, join in the fun over there. We're sharing artwork and getting feedback and sharing links to interesting things that we've found and all that good stuff. So do that. tinyurl.com/sketchzonediscord. And boom. Oops. Yeah, so go ahead and do that. And we're here every week, every Thursday, right around 9 o'clock California time, 11 Chicago. If you can join us live, just like everyone, like the Landons and the Mikes. No, that's you, Mike. Long arms and everything. But if you can't watch us live, you can catch us on Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, and of course, iTunes. I believe that's it for us.
Think so.
Everyone have a wonderful week.
See you soon, guys. Talk to you later.
Thanks again, Mike.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Good times.